Professor. Let's share the likes to others so that they can come up. I know Sister Benevolence is here to wait for analysis. Sister Cindy too is here. I have Kudos Social. I don't know if Sister Dupsy is around. In your bureau, I know she's around.
Lágbájá mo máa bọ́lẹ̀ ń sìn.
Around.
I'll be in the comment section.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'll be in the comment section.
But that before you got into the house, you've seen the lawyer. What's lawyer doing there? And you, the father, you're not yet there. We're going to hear where the lawyer was, why he was there, who called him, and all these kind of answers will be. You're going to hear them. So enough of all the bullshit we hear on social media. Sorry to use the B word. Enough of all the stuff we're hearing on social media. We have to now listen to the people that own these words, not people like Buki JC, not people like Aristocrat, Papriano, not all these people making their own conclusions. We are reading directly from the CTC, and these are stamped words that are certified by the Corona Inquest. So, guys, get great. Thank you very much, everybody. So let's get into the documents. Thank you for power tapping. I told you we'll start once it gets to 215k likes, and we have actually hit that. So, guys, like I said, if I don't see people tapping, I'm going to pause. I am going to pause. So let's start. Witness enters the box. Court registrar. Your Honor, the witness swore on the Holy Bible, states in English language. Evidence in chief of Oluwasomi Falade by Olaronke Adeogun. Witness, please tell the court your name, address, and what you do for a living. Answer. My name is Oluwasomi Falade. I am a lawyer specializing in the entertainment space. Address, blah, 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 Lekki Phase 1. I am certain you know why you are in court today. Answer. Yes, I am. Question. Can you please explain the relationship between you and Mr. Ileri Oluwaloba? Answer. On the 28th of November 2022, Mr. Aloba approached me to represent him in the entertainment space to help him secure and review agreements. So I worked with him from late November 2022 up till his demise. Question. Tell the court if you were present at the time of his death. Answer. Unfortunately, I was not present. Question. Were you informed of his death? Answer. Yes. Sometime around 8 p.m. on the 12th of September, I received a call from Mr. Seun Olanrewaju, who also assisted in getting some bookings for mohbad sometimes. That he had gotten information that the deceased had passed. I tried to inquire as to what had happened, but he said he wasn't aware. He had seen it on social media and tried to get through to his PA, Darusha, to find out where they were. Once again. Yes, sometime around 8 p.m. on the 12th of September, I received a call from Mr. Seun Olanrewaju, who also assisted in it on social media and tried to get through to his PA, Darusha, to find out where they were. Question. What did you do and where? I was informed they were at home. This was about 8 p.m., like I said. The only reasonable thing was to try to get to his house. There was traffic on that late because I had to leave from Phase 1 to Orchid, where his residence was. I got there about 9:30 to 10 p.m. On getting there were hundreds of people outside. I think I saw the father on getting to the gate. I had never met his father before then. I was informed this was his father and then I approached him to sympathize with him. Again, I asked Mr. Olarewaju where and where. I was informed they were at home. This was about 8 p.m. like I said. The only reasonable thing was to try to get to his house. There was traffic on that late because I had to leave from phase 1 to Orchid where his residence was. I got there about 9:30, 10 p.m. On getting there were hundreds of people outside. I think I saw the father on getting to the gates. I had never met his father before then. I was informed this was his father, and then I approached him to sympathize with him. Question: what happened thereafter? Answer: I inquired what had happened. I also asked if he, yes, this grammar, please, I'm sorry. I also asked if he'd gone to the police station, which I understood they had. The nurse was present. Her mom was present. And then was a lawyer with her. So we went to the police station to make a report. Again, what happened thereafter? Answer: I inquired what had happened. I also asked if he gone to the police station, which I understood they had. Please, I'm going to go a bit up, back to what I was reading, so that you know that when he got to the house, they had already gone to the police station first, come back with the nurse. So let us read it again. On getting there were hundreds of people outside. I think I saw the father on getting to the gate. I had never met his father before then. I was informed this was his father, and then I approached him to sympathize with him. I inquired what had happened. I also asked if he had gone to the police station, which I understood they had. The nurse was present. Her mom was present, and then was a lawyer with her. So we went to the police station to make a report. Question: which police station did you visit? Guys, please power tap. Answer: the police station is at Orchid Road. I don't know what name they call it, but it was the closest police station to the residence. Question: what happened at the police station that day? Answer: at the police station, I was informed that my client was deceased and I had no authority over the situation. They asked what the family's position was, and I understand that they made a call back to the house where they said they intended to bury him that same day. I'll read it again. What happened at the police station that day? Answer: at the police station, I was informed that my client was deceased and I had no authority over the situation. They asked what the family's position was, and I understand that they made a call back to the house where they said they intended to bury him that same day. The policemen called the house. They told them that Afelosinla Lane. Let's continue. Question: can you inform those who were present with you at the police station that same day? Present with me, answer. Present with me at the police station, the nurse, her lawyer, the family was there, Mr. Sheung was there. Question: is there any other information you have for the coroner? Answer: none. Olarunke Adeogun, My lord, that will be all evidence in chief. The court, cross-examination. Cross-examination by Dr. Wahab Shitu San. Question: is it correct to say that you know the circumstances surrounding his exit for Malian record? Answer: I was engaged after his exit, but I will speak to this. When he approached me, I made him know I understood he was signed to Malian record. Specifically, I asked for details of the contract, which he said to me no contract existed. And from cross-examination of the last witness, he said mohbad was signed in 2019. But when asked as to when the record label was registered, he said 2020. Question: what did you find very odd about that? Answer: well, like I said, he said there was no contract in existence. So therefore, speaking about termination, there was nothing to terminate. But we know he had released works under them. So we requested for record of sale. Question: did the deceased make any complaint specifically to you about his experience in Malian's record? Answer: what he approached me for was specifically regarding his royalties. He was quite particular about his royalties from songs he had released with Malian record. Question: did he inform you that some of these royalties were outstanding? Please let us stop. Sister Temi is paused. Please, anybody can please help us call our attention, please. Please call our attention to it, please. Please, let's continue to power tap. Thank you. Did he inform you that some of these royalties were outstanding? Answer: yes, he did. We sent several emails to them to this effect. We also sent emails to the distributors. In music, there is a label, there is a distributor who distributes the digital songs. When we made emails to the label and we got no response, we had to copy the distributors. Question: he complained about the royalties? Answer: yes, he did. Question: following which he wrote to the Malian label? Answer: yes, we did. Question: for the payment of these royalties? Answer: for accounting to then know what to request for payment. Question: did you get any response? Answer: we didn't receive response. Question: will you say this created some kind of dispute? Answer: yes, because we wanted to know what the records were and we never got to. Question: no response at all for Malian record? Answer: no response until the distributors were copied. Question: I am sure you listened to the witness who had just given evidence now. Will you say in the circumstances that there was no dispute? Answer: there was dispute. Question: now that accounting relating to royalties were not resolved, can we also say the circumstance creating some kind of disagreement? Answer: it did, but again, our approach, I'll have to speak to our approach here. Given that there was no contract given to us, there was only party we could establish who had distributed the songs, which were the distributors. And so we then approached the distributors and we filed suits against the distributors to get accounting of the royalties and get payments that were due to him. Question: from your interaction with him, will you say he was happy with the way he was treated by Malian record? Answer: I will say he was not satisfied by the way he was treated. Question: in the course of your professional interaction with the deceased, were you privy to any information about altercation or whatever between him and Samilari? Answer: sometime in June 2023, I happened not to be within jurisdiction, but he called me that this had happened at Elegushi Beach. And I asked him if he had gone to the closest police station to make a report. Question: specifically, what did he say happened at Elegushi Beach? Answer: he said Samilari had come with a number of people. They had approached them at the beach while they were having a shoot with Zlatan, and there was an altercation that took place. Question. He said there was an altercation that took place at the beach involving himself and Samilari. Answer. Yes. Question. What step did you advise him to take following that report? Answer. I advised him to go to the closest police station. He expressed concerns about going to the closest station as he believed that there was some sort of relationship there. So I gave him a contact at First CID, where he then went to make the petition, which had gone viral. Question. You are confirming that he lodged complaint at First CID? Answer. Yes, he did. Question. About his altercation with Sam Larry? Answer. Yes, he did. Question. Apart from the disagreements which you alluded to relating to the royalties in Malian record, was there any similar complaint made by him against Naira Marley? Answer. I would say during the course of our relationship, I do not think there was, say, direct complaint. Question. Against Naira Marley? Answer. Yes. Question. But there was direct complaint against Samilari? Answer. Yes. Question. The details of your relationship with him are in your custody? Answer. To be honest, it depends on what exactly you are speaking on. Question. Without going into specifics, what scope did your relationship cover? Answer. Mainly his career. To be honest, in the entertainment space, when you question them, you can see how informal they are most times. I would say every communication between myself and the late Mohbad was documented. Question. You interacted with the late Mohbad for how long before his demise? How many years? Answer. It wasn't up to a year, few months. Question. What will you say about his state of health during this interaction? Answer. Well, Mohbad was healthy to me. Question. When you say healthy, can you give particulars? Answer. I'm not a medical expert, but he spoke to me as a healthy human being. We communicated, and that is as far as I can say. He was not hospitalized at any point. Question. How did you react to his sudden death? Answer. It was a shock to me because the last time we had seen was July before his tour to the UK, Kenya, and Cyprus. That was the last time we had seen each other. Question. He undertook tours to the UK, Kenya, and Cyprus? Answer. Yes. Question. What does that indicate to you? That he was healthy to undertake those tours? Answer. Exactly. Question. What can you say about the circumstances of his death from after you heard about it? Answer. I'm not a medical expert. So that is why one of the things I did on arriving at the house at about 9:30 to 10 p.m. was to go to the police station. Given that the person who they said had administered whatever, I do not know the names of this injection. Like I said, I am not an expert there. Question. Given the circumstance, how will you describe the state of health of Mohbad? Answer. As far as I was aware, he was healthy. I didn't know the events he went for the weekend before any altercation. Question. He was a very healthy man? Answer. Yes. Question. Now, I also asked you, you said he undertook trips to Cyprus. Answer. Yes, he did, to UK, Kenya, and Cyprus. Question. What does that suggest to you? Answer. He was a healthy performer. Question. Given your knowledge of Mohbad, he consulted you to be his lawyer on the entertainment industry. He consulted because he knows you are a guru in that area. A person like that, when he took ill, he'll probably consult a professional if he had his way. Answer. I can't speak to that because I was never involved. Question. Just say your impression. If he was sick, he would like to go to the hospital. Answer. I will want to believe so. Question. He will not go to some quack unqualified auxiliary nurse. Answer. I don't think anyone would want a quack to treat them. Dr. Wahab Shitu-san, I am drawing inferences on the fact that he contacted you, a lawyer, to represent him in the entertainment scene, suggesting that he will consult professionals if he has problems. Answer. I want to believe so. Question. If you are around at the time he took ill, what step did you take? Answer. I would want to believe that he would go to the clinic or hospital. I understand that it was a court. Question: Are you surprised that for 2 days he was not taken to the hospital? Answer: I don't know the duration. Dr. Wahab Shitu San: I am suggesting it. We have it on record. For 2 days, medication was administered at home by some kind of unqualified auxiliary nurse. Answer: Again, because I was not privy to his medical records, I can't speak to that. Question: I'm not asking this question as a doctor. I'm asking as a rational person. If somebody is sick or is standing or status, the expectation would be that he should be taken to the hospital. Answer: That is what I will believe. Question: For 2 days, he was not taken to the hospital. Answer: I will be surprised. Question: Who will you expect that should take the decision to take him to the hospital? Answer: To be honest, Mohbad lived with a number of people. I would expect either himself, if he's in the States, I don't know what state, either himself or whoever was with him. Question: From the evidence we have now, we know that the wife was with him. Answer: Yes, so I have been made aware of. Question: The wife didn't take the decision to take him to the hospital for 2 days and he sustained injuries which the nurse confirmed and he was injected. Answer: Unfortunately, death is a permanent thing. I will wish that something that could be corrected. I don't want to put it on negligence, ignorance, or to any mistake. I would have expected them to do better. Dr. Wahab Shitusan: Unfortunately, that wasn't done, and that led to the death of this vibrant young man. How will you describe the talent of late Mohbad? Answer: He was well talented. He was well cultured young man who had his flaws. Certain times Mohbad would invite me to a shoot, and if I happen to stop by or for a few minutes, I work with several artists, but for him, he's going to send me a text message the next morning thanking me for stopping by. Given these saints, it is not common. They are stars. They definitely expect some of these things to be done for free. But he was well cultured. Question: As a lawyer, if you sign a contract with anyone in the entertainment industry and there is a disagreement with the contract, what should be done? Answer: Depending on the contract. Question: The kind of contract Mohbad had with Malian Record. Answer: I requested for the contract and he stated he didn't have. Question: He was not given a copy of the contract. Answer: That was what he stated to me. Question: He told you that a copy of the contract was not available. Answer: Yes. Question: He also told you there was some outstanding payment of royalties. Answer: He actually said in terms of royalties. Question: And you communicated with Malian Record, you didn't get any response. Answer: Yes. Dr. Wahab Shitusan: No more questions for the witness. The court: What do you mean by royalties? Answer: Royalties are money made from sales of music digitally. Dr. Wahab Shitusan: From what Naira Marley told the court, he said he contracted on the basis of 4 albums and that he didn't do up to those 4 albums. Will you say in the circumstances there was no dispute? Answer: From what Mohbad said to me, which I believe, there was no agreement. So I can't take there was 4 albums to be delivered. Question: From what Mohbad told you as it stands, there was a dispute? Answer: Yes, there was. Cross-examination by OSC Aromolaran. Question: You know very well. Answer: I know him to an extent. Question: Do you know him to an extent or very well? Answer: I know him to the extent I could professionally. Question: While you were putting up your evidence before the court, you mentioned you met them at hey, sorry, this grammar is bad. You met them at them police after he died. Answer: No, I met them at home and I insisted that a report has to be taken at the nearest police station. So I engineered them at the police station. Question: At that time, the nurse was still available? Answer: Yes, the nurse was available. Question: What will you say that the nurse mentioned that you are the one that the first was? Sorry. Question: What will you say that the nurse mentioned that you are the one that the first hospital where he died handed over the medical cause of death? Answer: I arrived at the house at 9:30, 10 p.m. I understood that I understood they had not been to the police station. We proceeded to the police station and then we found out that the family intended to bury him. They had called an ambulance. If I recall, speaking with the dad, after we left the police station, we came back to the house and I asked what documents they had to give to the ambulance. So I asked them what hospital they went to first. We went there. They refused to give medical reports to it. But I said to them, even if it is a handwritten note, give so they could give the ambulance so they could transport the body. I'll, I'll repeat this again. I arrived the house about 9:30, 10 p.m. I understand that they had not been to the police station. We proceeded to the police station, and then when we found out that the family intended to bury him, they had called an ambulance. If I recall, speaking with the dad, after we left the police station, we came back to the house and I asked what documents they had to give to the ambulance. So I asked them what hospital they went to first. We went there. They refused to give medical reports to it. But I said to them, even if it is a handwritten note, give so they give so they could give the ambulance so they could transport the body. Question: was it given? Answer: yes. A handwritten note was given and it was handed over. Again, I'll repeat it again. I don't mind reading it 2 or 3 months. Reading it again. I arrived at the house at 9:30 to 10 p.m. I understood that they had not been to the police station. We proceeded to the police station and then we found out that the family intended to bury him. They had called an ambulance. If I recall, speaking with the dad, after we left the police station, we came back to the house and I asked what documents they had to give to the ambulance. So I asked them what hospital they went to first. We went there. They refused to give medical reports to it. But I said to them, even if it is a handwritten note, give so they could give the ambulance so they could transport the body. Question: was it given? Yes. Answer: yes. A handwritten note was given and it was handed over. Question: what was written on that document? Answer: to be honest, it was just about his time of death and cause of death. It was handed over to Darosha to give to the ambulance. Question: as his lawyer, who could understand content of documents, said to the court what was written on that document, since you are the one who suggested to them and you suggested to the point that even if it is handwritten something, that they should write it. Whether they had written to implicate your client or they had written something bad, did you make steps to see the documents? Answer: that was why I said specifically, it spoke about time he arrived at the hospital. Question: witness, let's be specific. You are the one who suggested to them to write a note. That note, you are duty bound as a lawyer to look at the content of that document because you are his lawyer. You are the one who suggested that they should write. So whatever they had written may have implication on the driver and you would be called upon. What did they write on that note? Answer: they wrote the time he was brought to the hospital, the time they confirmed his death, and the reason they put unknown. They were the things on the deceased. Question: the reason for his death unknown? Answer: yes. Question: what steps did you take about giving legal advice to the cause of death and the moment he died? Answer: I can't give legal advice as to cause of death. Question: as to what steps to take? Answer: I said we went to the police station and the family insisted that they wanted to bury. The police insisted that if this was going to be done, they needed to conduct an autopsy. And the family's stance was they wanted to bury. As his lawyer, I had no authority. His family had authority. Again, I'll read it. There is a reason why we are reading this today. Question: what steps did you take about giving legal advice as to the cause of death and the moment he died? Answer, please, guys, let's power tap. I will be reading how it is there. Please, I don't want to be using pie, pie, pie. Please, let's continue to power tap. I'll read it again. What steps did you take about giving legal advice as to the cause of death and the moment he died? Answer, I can't give legal advice as to the cause of death. Question, as to what steps to take? Answer, I said we went to the police station and the family insisted that they wanted to bury. The police insisted that if this was going to be done, they needed to conduct an autopsy. And the family stance was they wanted bury. As his lawyer, I had no authority. His family had authority. Question: you mentioned issues concerning your relationship from November 2022 till mohbad died. Can you confirm to the court whether there was any time you discussed the issue of violence against him or threat to his life at different points in time? Did he mention that to you at any point in time? Answer: I had stated when asked Leonard Silk that there was an incident of the beach sometime in June, and he made a petition against the person that attacked him at the police station. The petition is something you can see online. It's been viral since his demise. Question: did he make formal complaint to the police? Answer: that was a formal complaint. Question: how did it come to you when the last witness was denying all this that we are talking about? Answer: they are talking about Naira Marley here. Answer: the person who he said attacked him was different from the last person who spoke. So he made a complaint against the person who attacked him. The court: who was the person? Answer: I tried to get his legal name. I don't think Sam Larry is his legal name, but Sam Larry is the person he said attacked him. Question: the attack on Mohbad, how heavy will you describe it to the extent that it could be part of his reason for his death? Answer: the best that will be able to establish that is a medical expert. Question: he complained to you about violence against him, threat to his life, having taken steps professionally to write a petition to the police concerning threat to his life. What were the issues disclosed to you which made you come to the conclusion that there was threat to his life before you put up formal complaint to the police? Answer: specifically, between the time I and Mohbad worked, he informed me of just that attack, and once he informed me of it, I don't know if there were attacks that took place prior and if there were reports made regarding those attacks. But with respect to what he informed me about, he made a report to that extent. OSA Aramalaram. Let's start from the definition of threat to life. For someone to allege threat to life, steps may have been taken by making attempts to terminate his life, or certain things may have been sent to him, whether by close range or threatening to kill him, or messages were sent to him as to things capable of causing his spy in dying so soon, nearest to the time of that allegation. Question: what were the activities surrounding his state of life at that moment, warranting you to think that there is a threat to his life? What were those things he disclosed to you that was going on between him and Sam Larry? Like you said, that you know this will lead to his death if steps were not taken. Answer: to answer your question directly, there was an incident. I didn't specifically mention threat to life. I said he said there was altercation where he was attacked while shooting a video, and due to this, I instructed him to go meet a particular person at the FCID where he made the petition, and I said to him, be very clear as to what had transpired. Question: did he mention to you that he was specific to the police? Answer: I was not in jurisdiction. Question: when you came back, what were those things that he disclosed to you that did this English that did were the specific things that he did to me and that he disclosed to the police? Answer: he was attacked physically, and that was what he disclosed to the police. Question: that he was attacked physically? Answer: yes. Question. At what point was he attacked physically? Answer. At the beach in June. Question. And who were the people that he alleged to have attacked him? Answer. Specifically Sam Larry. Question. Only Sam Larry. Answer. That was the specific name. There were other names, but they always used their aliases, so I can't recall all aliases. Question. In that allegation, was there any nexus between Sam Larry and Naira Marley in this allegation? Answer. Not specifically. Question. But you said he mentioned more than Sam Larry. Answer. He mentioned the physical people who were there, and if I am to be clear, I'm not sure if Naira Marley was present at that scene. Question. When you came back from out of jurisdiction, what step did you take to assist him? Answer. I understand that the police invited the accused person, that is Sam Larry, several times. They attempted to arrest him a couple of times and he couldn't be found. I know they made 2 attempts to arrest him, specifically at his address. Question. You are in court when the last witness was before the court. Answer. Yes, I was. Question. How did it come to you when he mentioned that there was no dispute, and from what your client told you, there was dispute before he left the record label? How did it come to you, and what have you to say to that? Answer. Specifically, the last witness was technical in the way he responded to the questions. He was speaking about his personal capacity and said there was no direct dispute between himself. But what I understand, Mohbad had a dispute with his label, and the alter ego of the label is the last witness. Question. You remember a counsel asked him a question that his company, and he said there was no company. So there is no difference between him and his business. He said there was no company. How did he come to you as a lawyer when he was denying almost everything that was put to him to unravel the necessity of what we intend to have here? Answer. I'll be very specific to say that the incidents around Mohbad was being said for has been sad for me personally, because there were several things said about him on social media, whether with the use of drugs. From my conversation with him, he did not come across as that person. He had mentioned to me that in the past he had, but at the time we were working, I wouldn't say I saw him as that person. He was largely sane. So when I hear people say he was on drugs or he was not mentally stable, it is disheartening to hear. Question. Was your client the kind of person that was 24 hours every day under intoxication? Answer. Of course not. Question. And it goes about every day intoxicating. How do you say to it? Answer. Like I said, it is very disheartening. I won't say my client doesn't, but I mean, the space he is in, once in a while, they indulge in what they indulge in. To insinuate that somebody who made several accusations and you say every time he was intoxicated, I think it is quite demeaning of his person. Question. Each time questions came to him, that there was a video where he alleged that if he dies, Naira Marley should be held responsible. And every time such question came to him, he was specifically mentioning that he may not be in the right frame of mind. What do you have to say to this? Answer. I'll speak to this as a reasonable person, because at the time he made those videos that were not within our time of engagement. Like I said, it is demeaning to Mohbad as a person to say that every time he made the videos, he was not within his right senses. This is someone who went on to make music, released music, performed music, had contracts which he performed his obligation. I don't know how they would say that person was not on its right state of mind, in his right state of mind. OSA Arom, I want us to look at this. I think about 4 things happened on the last day that Mohbad was said to exit from this world. The first was that he sustained injury in his hand. Fourth, he died. There are 2 things between the injury and the death. That he had a swollen hand, that a nurse came to treat him, and he died. Question. If you look at these 4 things as his counsel, if you have to suggest which direction will you ask the court may have led to his death? Answer. Given that I'm not an expert, but speaking to the incidents, it has to be looked at holistically, not from the angle of one side or the other side. OSA, let's narrow it. Answer. I can't decide that, unfortunately. Question. I know that you are not an expert. Which of the 2 would have suggested that let us narrow this? Answer. I think the only way you can reach that is by speaking with people who were there, who saw him, and in what state. I can't speak to that because unfortunately I didn't have to examine him or to meet him during that duration or period. So I can't say, look, more to this side or ignore this side. You have to look at it holistically. OSR Ramalaran, you will remember that your client is no more, and you will agree with me that everyone, particularly in this sitting, is interested in the cause of death of late Mohbad. What advice will you have for the court as to unravel the cause of death of Mohbad? Answer. I have been for a couple of sittings, and I must commend your lordship for the fantastic job done so far by leaving no stone unturned. Questioning everybody that needs to be questioned is very important surrounding his demise, an event that took place on the fateful day. I think that is the way to go. Discovery, asking the questions that need to be asked. Everything that led to his death, I think that is the way to arrive at the right decision. Guys, please let's part up. Question: with all the number of people that have been invited and all the people that are still going to be invited, is there anyone in particular that you would suggest should still be brought to the court for questioning? Answer: I understand the nurse has been brought. Certain incidents took place in the vehicle, so I would have said probably the driver of the vehicle would be a key witness, and any other person who in and around him. OS Aromalan, as his lawyer, who can you suggest to the court? Invite this fellow. Maybe we can get more information. I like the one you mentioned about the driver. Answer: if I could be very specific, there was this incident, and from what I know, every other person, his brother, his wife, everyone that have been invited. So that is the only person I wasn't sure who has been invited, and I think that is the person to clear up anything that took place. If the driver has not been there, probably the driver of the vehicle that they said conveyed him and back, who will probably clear up some of the. Oh, yes, sir, my lord, that will be all for the witness. Cross examination by Abiodun Kolawole. Question: can you tell the court the very date Mohbad engaged you? Answer: well, specifically 28th of November 2022. He approached me. He said he wanted to set up his imprint, and by imprint, I think his own label, which we registered, which is Emolionization Limited. When he briefed me, we drew up a retainership for me, handing his career in the entertainment space. Question: what does emolionization connote to you, and what formed the rationale behind it? Answer: when he said he wanted to court register his record label, he was very particular about the vision he had, and it was emolionization. He says imole on his songs, which means light in Yoruba, so imole and nization coined together. Question: from the little time you know Imole, can you please tell this court, how can you describe his personality, his health status, and his relationship with people? Answer: Mohbad appeared healthy to me throughout the course of our relationship. I would say he was very talented, super talented. I remember him trying to select songs on his last EP before he passed, and it was headache picking from the numerous exceptional songs he had made. So super talented. He appeared well behaved, well, super talented, very respectful. He had his flaws. His relationship with friends, good. His relationship with his business, sometimes good, sometimes not good. Question: during the short time of your coexistence, did they engage to monitor his music career alone, or did he engage you to do some certain things in relation to his family affairs? Answer: our relationship was strictly in respect to his business. Question: was there any point in time that did Mohbad ask you to prepare a will? Guys, please let's start part up. Question: was there any point in time did Mohbad ask you to prepare a will? Answer: he never told me to prepare a will. Question: are you aware of any will in existence? Answer: I am not aware of any will. Question: as a lawyer to late Mohbad, was there any confidential matters that if I can't discuss with my parents as a lawyer, let me discuss with you, then show me the way. Can you please tell the court? Answer: we had conversations. Mohbad was one who spoke to me, and I wouldn't say there was anything he didn't want to disclose to his parents that he said to me. Like I said, he had a flawed past, but from our interaction, he was working towards becoming a better person. Question: it would be correct to say he never engaged you regarding family issue, like preparing of documents regarding land matters? Answer: no, he didn't. Question: when he complained of his threats to you, did you bother to ask him whether he has ever reported to any police station around his vicinity? Answer, like I said, when he informed me over the phone, I said, go to the police station. Again, he expressed some concerns, and I don't know if that was due to previous reports where he said they won't take it seriously. Question, what are the concerns he expressed to you? Answer, that they won't take his report so seriously at the local station close by because I think that was within the vicinity it happened. I said, I will give you a contact. If you are so scared or concerned about the local station, go to the first CID that is not close enough to this place where you are worried about and lay a complaint there. Question, that first CID, can you confirm to this cause whether there was any petition written by the deceased? Answer, I understand he wrote a petition, and I understand that the police made at least 2 attempts that I'm very aware of to arrest the person that he made the petition against. Question, you said the last day of the deceased when he died, you said you walked into the house at about 10 p.m. Can you confirm to the court that you never went to the hospital with them? Answer, I didn't. Question, at what point in time did you get the written document written to the ambulance? Answer, it was about 11 p.m. Again, question, at what point in time did you get that written document written to the ambulance? Answer, it was about 11 p.m. Question, who issued that document? Answer, the first hospital. Again, question, at what point in time did you get that written document written to the ambulance? Answer, it was about 11 p.m. Question, who issued that document? Answer, the first hospital. Question, it was upon your request that was when they gave you that document? Answer, yes. Question, prior to his death, you were never present throughout the taking round to the hospital? Answer, I was never present. Question, you only time you can recall as his lawyer was in the night in his house? Answer, not in affirmation. Question, you requested that a written note be given. What formed that basis of that note? Answer, they had informed me that this was the hospital that he was taken to after we left the police station. Question, who informed you? Answer, the nurse was present, her lawyer was present, her mother was present. Again, who informed you? Answer, the nurse was present, her lawyer was present, her mother was present. Question, will you be surprised to hear that the written note you said, a witness has been here to inform that the court that death certificate was issued? Answer, death certificate is not issued by hospital. Death certificate is issued by National Population Council. I'll read that again. Question, who informed you? Answer, the nurse was present, her lawyer was present, her mother was present. Question, will you be surprised to hear that the written note you said, a witness has been here to inform the court that death certificate was issued? Answer, death certificate is not issued by hospital. Death certificate is issued by National Population Council. Question, you informed this court that during the course of your relationship with Mohbad, you wrote a letter to the Malian record. Do you have the acknowledgement copy of that letter? Answer, we sent an email. Question, can you please confirm to this court your relationship with the deceased till his last breath? Answer, I was the lawyer to the deceased between November 28, 2022 up until his demise. Question, I remember you informed this court that suggested the late deceased should make a formal petition to FCID. Did you do a follow-up with the police, or has there been any time he informed you because somebody said that he made a withdrawal of that petition? Can you please confirm to the court? Answer, I'll be very clear to say prior of his demise, he never withdrew the petition. And I said earlier that the police made 2 attempts to arrest the person accused in the petition. Abiodun Kolawole, between you and me, I know you are in the entertainment unlike some of us deal with criminal. The Nigerian police that you know, when they extend an invitation to you and you shut down the invitation or fail to honor the invitation, they go through the route of arresting the person. As a counsel to the deceased, with the attitude of the Nigerian police, What will be your advice to this court? Answer: I'm not sure I am in the capacity to advise the court on the attitude of the Nigerian police. From what I was made aware of, the police in that instance made attempts, and I wouldn't fault their attempt to. The court, please speak up. Answer: specifically, I will say, as far as I am aware, the police made two attempts on different occasions to arrest the person, and within that period, Mohbad had to leave the country to go on tour. It was within June until his return. I think they made the attempt before he traveled. I'm not aware that he withdrew any petition. As far as I know, they made specific attempt to arrest. I can't necessarily fault the police if they make attempt to arrest and they are unable to see the suspect twice. In addition to that, I will say, probably to get a clearer picture on that, the video that surfaced after his demise actually surfaced after his demise, meaning someone released because we didn't have that sort of hard evidence. It was his word against theirs at that moment. So maybe those who were there at the shoot had videos of it because we didn't have hard evidence at that time. Question: as a lawyer to the deceased, what should be your parting words to this court? Answer: well, the coroner is set up to find the reason and the cause of the death of the deceased. It is sad that he's gone. I wish the coroner the best from the petition written to the FCID. Was there any picture to that effect? Maybe where he was beaten? Answer: I just mentioned we didn't have hard evidence, and I said the video that surfaced online surfaced after his demise, meaning those who were around him may have made videos but didn't possess the video. Question: did he show you injuries? Answer: yes, there was scars. Question: that is sustained where? Answer: answer: at the incident at the beach, which he made a report to. Abiodun Kolawole, what will be all the that will be all for the witness. Cross-examination by M.A. Salaudin. Question: as a young artist, they do have this clique. Has he mentioned about his clique outside Malian, maybe names or his friends? Answer: I won't say he mentioned because he won't sit to discuss that specifically. Definitely, I see other young guys around him. Question: did he mention anyone named Ayobami Sodiq spending? Answer: I wouldn't say he has mentioned. I see them around him. Aside his PA or specific people who I know, I need to reach due to the course of my duty. Question: and he never complained about Ayobami Sodiq? Answer: no, he never made. Question: you said to their house the night the deceased passed. Did you meet anybody named Ayobami Sodiq? Answer: specifically, I didn't meet. There were hundreds of people there by the time I got there, so I can't specifically identify everybody there, but I do not think I met him there. Question: can you say anything about Ayobami Sodiq? Answer: no, I can't. M.A. Salaudin, my lord, that will be all. The court, I will just take 3 questions from the audience. Cross-examination by members of audience. Question: can you tell the court, when you went to Mohbad's house, did you see his father? Answer: yes. When I arrived at his house, there were hundreds of people, like I said, and his dad was outside, and that was when I was introduced to his dad. I have never met his dad before that day. Question: did Mohbad, your client, always sign or
23
append
people
his
who've got into
fingerprint on
difficult.
any documents? Answer: he signs documents. Question: are you aware that he will properties? Answer: there was no will that I am aware of. There was no will as far as I am concerned. Question: witness, as a lawyer, you meet your client's lifeless body and you are aware that there was a nurse who injected him and you are aware that he reacted to the injection. You, as a lawyer, what step did you take that night to that nurse? Answer: as soon as I got to the scene, we went to the police station with the nurse, her lawyer, and her mother. So I have been very clear as to that. Question: did you leave the nurse at the police station? Answer: I am not a police. I cannot arrest. Question. Have you taken any step that it didn't? Answer. So I have done the right thing. I have taken her to the police station. So that is the job of the police from there on. Question. In the public domain, we heard that Mohbad wrote a will and he complete it and willed all his property for his son. When you heard it, did you take any step to counter it that it didn't happen? Answer. I specifically wrote a letter to that effect, stating specifically I never communicated the existence of any will, and I said I'm unaware of the existence of any will. Question. At what time did you go to the hospital? Answer. We went to the hospital after we had gone to the police station. I will roughly put it around 10:30, 11 p.m. Question. And a written note was given? Answer. Yes. Question. The nurse was here to say that when they took him there and it was confirmed, a doctor's statement was issued. She told this court that two documents emanated from the hospital, one to DJ Bami and the other to Darusha. When you noticed all that happened to your client and someone made the call to the house and they said they wanted to bury, as a lawyer, who I believe is more knowledgeable than everyone present, why not advise the family on the right step to take and you allow them to take the body away from the house? Answer. I specifically pleaded. The father of the deceased is here. I pleaded with him for them not to bury him hurriedly. I specifically pleaded with the father of the deceased. I also have a text from him 2 days after saying I was bereaved and I was not thinking. He said to me specifically, what is spelt is spelt. He said it to me in Yoruba language. I'll read it again. I specifically pleaded. The father of the deceased is here. I pleaded with him for them not to bury him hurriedly. I specifically pleaded with the father of the deceased. I also have a text from him 2 days after saying he was bereaved and he was not thinking. He said to me specifically, what is spelt is spelt. He said to me in Yoruba language, nǹkan tó bàjẹ́ ti bàjẹ́. Question. On the petition that was written, when you got in touch with late Mohbad, did you try to ensure that the petition was duly treated? Because later, after the demise, the father tried to see what happened to the petition and he was told that the late Mohbad never showed up. Answer. Specifically, he made the petition before he traveled. I was made aware they made 2 attempts to arrest the person he made petition against. I was never made aware that there was any counter petition and that they had invited him back. Again, he was out of the country during that period. That might explain why he didn't show up, not because he didn't want to show up. Question. And you never advised him? Answer. Specifically, our retainer was in respect to areas of entertainment. I am not a specialist in criminal. Question. On entertainment, when the first witness was giving his testimony, he said there was no issue between him and the late Mohbad. And you know quite well that there were several issues. Why not put it before the Honorable Court that he was wrong? Answer. Like I said, the witness answered technically. He said himself and Mohbad never personally had any disputes. He didn't say his label and Mohbad never had any disputes. Question. Mr. Falade, you said you got the information from Seun Olarewaju. Can you please tell who is Seun Olarewaju? Answer. Seun Olarewaju is a friend to Mohbad. Question. Is he a staff? Answer. I won't say he's a staff. This is the entertainment space. Different people get bookings and they might call to say there is this booking they got for this person. He saw it online and he had tried to reach his PA Darusha to confirm and he couldn't confirm. And then he said he was heading to his house, to the house. This was roughly around about 8 p.m. It was all over the social media. We saw a video of a boy holding him in the car. That was what he had seen. Question. Mr. Joseph Aloba, by his constant testament, said he had got into his son's apartment and met several people, among whom you are. Now, by your statement, you said by 11. Answer. I didn't say by 11. I said 9:30 p.m. Question. When you mentioned you went to police or to police or doctor, you mentioned 11. Now, I want to ask you because I heard it twice that they said they want to bury him that night. Will it be at Lekki or where? Secondly, when the man got there, by his testimony, he said he took the body of the to the police station. Were you there? Answer: no, I wasn't. Question: at what point did you terminate your visit? Answer: when they left with the body in the ambulance, his father was with them. Darosha, I think they were going to Ikorodu. I'm not so sure. Question: that was the same man that insisted that they were going to bury his son that night? Answer: he was going to bury him immediately. Again, answer. Abi, question: at what point did you terminate your visit? Answer: when they left with the body in the ambulance, his father was with them. Darosha, I think they were going to Ikorodu. I'm not so sure. Question: that was the same man that insisted that they were going to bury his son that night? Answer: he was going to bury him immediately. Question: he said that to you that they were going to bury that night? Answer: he was going to be buried immediately. Question: when you walked into the house where Mohbad died, did you see anything like blood? What did you see when you walked into the house? Answer: first, I want to correct an impression. When I got there, it is not like you walk in to the house. There were people outside the gate. So I want to be clear as to that. I met his dad, for instance, outside the gate. There were several people there, and I can't say I saw any trace of blood personally. Again, I can't say I saw any trace of blood personally. Question: what was your observation as a lawyer when you walked in? There are some certain things you will notice. Answer: I noticed his lifeless body on the floor, uh, and they had put I don't know what was in there was a bowl. I don't know what exactly it was. Cross examination by OF Okuobi. OF Okuobi: witness, you said you were engaged in the area of music, and you also said that there were issues concerning royalties. You also told this court that you sent several emails to Malian Record. Which emails did you send? The court. That is not before the court. OF Okuobi, my lord, there is an oral testimony. Olaronke Adeogun, my lord, I object to this line of questioning. Once again, there are contractual issues. There are issues that are pending. They are before the Federal High Court, Lagos Division. OF Okuobi, my lord, he brought the issue. The court, no, they brought questions that was asked. He answered the question that he was asked. If you were present in this court, the counsel that asked, I told him the court does not have jurisdiction and that is not before the court. Question: are you aware from the engagements with Mohbad from November 2022 that Mohbad had direct access to his royalties? Are you aware? Answer: I would say Mohbad doesn't have direct access to his royalties because there's a pending action against the distributors on his works released while he was with Malians at the Federal High Court. If he had access to it, that matter would not have been instituted. Question: the distributors you are talking about, is it Orchard? Answer: yes. The court: who is Orchard? Answer: it is a music distribution company. Question: you are also not aware whether made certain withdrawals from that distribution account? Answer: he never made a withdrawal with Orchard. Question: you mentioned $72,000. I'll read this place again. Question: you are also not aware whether he made certain withdrawals from that distribution account? Answer: he never made a withdrawal from Orchard. Question: you mentioned that between the times of your engagement with Mohbad, he was healthy. Is that correct? Answer: correct. I believe he was. Question: the royalties from the songs that Mohbad released after Malian Record, has it been released to the family or is it still being blocked? Answer: I understand that all the accounts he had are on post no debits PND until appropriate representatives are appointed. Question: Will it be correct to say that Malian music are intentionally holding out the royalties? Let me read this space again, it's very important. Question: the royalties from the songs that mohbad released after Malian record, has it been released to the family or is it being blocked? Answer: I understand that all accounts he had are on post no debits until appropriate representatives are appointed. So this is for people saying that Wumi no wo Mohbad, all immunization funds are on post no debit. Answer: I'll be very clear as to this. I have not said as to the intentions of Malian music. I have spoken as to what I was briefed on before the demise of the deceased, and that is what I have spoken to. Question: you mentioned in your cross-examination that it is not out of place for persons in the music industry to engage in what they engage in. What do you mean by that? Answer: except you phrase the question and then I will answer with clarity. What was the question during cross-examination? OF Okuobi, certain whether he was within his right frame of mind or under the influence as at the time he made that video that went viral. And you said that some persons in the music industry engage in what they engage in. What is that thing? Answer: specifically, artists are brand ambassadors to drink companies and the rest. Definitely, they indulge in drinking and the rest. That is what I meant by that. Question: if they engage in those things that they engage in, does that stop them from making good music? Answer: it doesn't. OF Okuobi, my lord, that will be all. Olaroke Adeogun, my lord, I pray for this witness to be discharged. Most grateful, my lord. The court: witness, you are hereby discharged. The court: inquest is further adjourned to 11th of April 2025 at 11 a.m. Court. That is the end of the CTC of lawyer Falade.
Well done, Mr. Dawa.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, people, you can send your request if you want to come up.
Shiny question and answer.
Oh, yeah. We have to discuss.
Okay. So my first question to who is going to be answering our questions?
Shoot, we all are here now. Sister Cindy Day here.
Yeah.
Benevolence, where did you run to? Where come out?
Mr. Dawa, you read the CTC, so
It's all of us. We both listen to it, not just Mr. Dawa alone.
yeah. Now my first question is to do with the the report that was handed to Diosa. So why were they saying the report was handed to Wumi, and why didn't Baba confirm?
If you are busy, can you maybe come back later because we are recording and the background noise.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, my question again is going to go according to the hospital report that was given that particular night and what was handed over to Daoza. So why was Daoza not saying anything about the report being handed over to him? That's my question.
Sorry, please, can you repeat the question again?
I said the report, the hospital report that was handed over to Daoza, why didn't he say the report was handed over to him instead of Baba keep mentioning Wumi's name and instigating the lawyer as well?
Let me just use my little knowledge in this.
Okay.
If we watch what that thing written, was it actually a doctor's report? No, it was just for the ambulance, for them to be able to carry at least something, for them to be able to carry the dead body around. It was handwritten, not something that was even typed. It doesn't have maybe I don't even know whether it has, and it was given to the ambulance, not that it was Darusha holding it. I hope we understand this thing now.
Mr. Dawa,
Mr. Dawa,
I also
you the
want to
report
believe that whatever DC had said about the report It's for the social media. The court didn't accuse Wumi of not giving the report to Josie. It's only on social media that you can hear that. Am I right, Mr. Dawa?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it was only on social media. I'm trying to switch this. Okay, good. It was only on social media. All these things now, these guys knew about the statements of this lawyer. Why are they coming on social media to be arguing blindly, causing a lot of commotion on social media? This thing was well explained in the CTC, and it was said in the midst of just a little Nigerians that are not even up to 100. But they came outside and they blocked this evidence from people. See, it's not even about they gave a note. Why was the nurse there with her lawyer and her mom that night? What was happening?
Mr. Dawa,
Why
the
did
first
she?
talk to me. Sorry about that. Josie lied that by the time he got to Mohbad's house, the lawyer was there. But from what the lawyer said, the lawyer met Josie at the gate. So that means Josie was there before the lawyer got there. And Josie said, "Ìgbà tí màá débẹ̀, mo ti bá èèyàn bí 100, wọ́n ti pe lawyer." And contrary to what they said, that it was Wumi that called the lawyer confirmed that it was one Oluwaseunlarewaju that called him and not Wumi. I mean, I'm speechless. So
The
Yeah, go on,
I
Bilal.
actually. Oh, okay. Kudus, please go on. Kudus Network, please go on.
Did you mention that the person that called the lawyer, did he mention that I also called him the PA, or the name that was mentioned just now?
No. The person that even called the lawyer only saw the video online. Only saw a video, that video online. It wasn't that the person said he was trying to reach Darusha, but Darusha is not big. That he wanted to confirm. That's why he called the lawyer.
Okay, thank you.
Can we bring Kurexi up? Professor, welcome. You came out to say one or two things. Please, you can unmute yourself, please.
Thank you, Mr. Lagbaja. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are, sir. Yes, you are,
Okay,
sir.
thank you for the good job. You see, I think that most of what Josie said can actually be dismissed because we can see clearly that the majority of what he said on the social media are lies. You know, the issue of a Trump printed will, that was clearly a lie. The issue of the blood, as far as we are concerned, yeah, the pool of blood was just a lie. It was a very terrible lie because there was no way the number of people that were said to be in that house that day and the body was laid down on the floor. There was no way there would be a pool of blood somewhere and the body would still not be dripping of blood. And people in that house would not have seen that blood that he claimed he had seen. So it's not possible that the blood would just have ended just like that. And people that saw him in that sitting room or in that parlor or whatever they call it would not see blood. So, you know, Josie said a whole lot of things that were lies and all that. So, and I believe that the police that they took the nurse to that night uh, released them based on the fact that the father of the deceased said he was not interested in making or any case or anything. He wanted to bury his son. And according to what you said, you know, the lawyer was saying it in front of Josie to his face. So I will say that for now.
okay,
Okay. Sister Cindy, I want you to help us talk on why was there a nurse, a lawyer for the nurse that day? What could have happened that she needed a nurse that night? That her mom came that day, gone, 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 gone. Why would they be needing? Why was her mom there? Why was she needing a nurse that night? I just want you to.
okay. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
I mean, the nurse already admitted that maybe she gave the wrong injection or through the wrong route. She already admitted that, okay, I made a mistake. I'm going to need a lawyer to defend me, right? And if we can remember that Momi said, when they told Baba, this is the nurse, Baba said he wasn't interested in the nurse. Now, the lawyer said he went to the police station with the nurse and the nurse moms to report, and the lawyer as well. And from the police station, they called Baba, and Baba said he wants to go and bury him that night. So, which means I don't have business with whatever you have to tell me. I don't have business with the nurse.
And Sister Cindy, don't forget the police even suggested autopsy too, and he said no.
Can I say something in that with for that question Mr. Lagwaja asked? You see,
Please go on, sir.
immediately the deed was done, the nurse knew she was in trouble. She understood that she was in trouble and she had to do what she had to do. And that was why she needed to call. I think they said it was a family member that was a lawyer, called her family members for support. I feel that after listening to the narratives on the social media and all that, that nurse got emboldened, even by Josie supporters, people like Lenchi, people on this social media that got in touch with that girl. They were the one that gave her the kind of, you know, audacity that she actually came with to the court when she eventually went to that corona court. But with her action on that day, she knew she was in trouble and she understood what she had done.
Exactly, that
Okay.
was,
Okay.
she knew she was going to be in trouble, and that was why she needed a lawyer to defend her. Mr. Lagbaja, go ahead.
Okay. Now let's go to what really happened that day. Now the question now is this: did the lawyer have any authority over the release of Mohbad that day? Like, should we go and bury or should there be an autopsy? Did the lawyer at that point have any authority? Because we can hear him that when he got to the police station, they called the house, because that is exactly what we are now seeing. Who told them that, Ewa, we don't want, say, well, what has happened has happened? Was the father at home? They called him and he said, we want to go and bury. Is the police now guilty of negligence to start up a case that night, or to have followed them home that, wow, somebody do, let us go or let us arrest this person, no, let us do this thing, no? Who was actually at fault that day? Now we can see that the police demanded an autopsy. The lawyer actually wanted an arrest of the nurse. The nurse had already called her lawyer. That means the lawyer present there, the nurse's lawyer present there, was to ensure that, yes, come and defend this person against any arrest or help us bail her out. To me, that is the meaning of why that nurse, that lawyer was there. Like, oh, maybe what it is so much like anywhere leni. And she immediately called her parents and they came. They came. Why was it not just the mother that came to be begging? Why did she come with a lawyer? It showed that there was a legal thing that ought to have been handled by her, whether an arrest or that what is so mole. That is what I see there. That why is the mom with a lawyer? That's number one. Number two, they went to the police station because all this while people have been saying, oh, the police did not do anything. They went to the police station to do this thing. Baba said we wanted to sign, but they said, oh yeah, they went to the closest police station at Orchard Road. Not the one at Ilasa. The one at Ilasa was the one that Baba went to. But the one that they went for the arrest of this lady was the one at Orchard Road. And those ones wanted to arrest, but this man, they called home and they said, no, our fellows, oh, what do you have that you can use to go and bury him? Then, okay, as a lawyer, since that is what you want, the only thing I can assist you with that, even if this is the step you want to take, which hospital did you take him first to? They went to the police to the hospital. The hospital is very clear. No hospital will accept a BID, an issuance of doctor's report for a BID brought in death. No hospital in Lagos, no hospital in Nigeria want to do that, because they can be sued for that, because you admitted. That means you are admitting that, oh, this person died in your facility. That's the meaning of they releasing a doctor's. So, and that is why the lawyer was insisting, at least if they have to be carrying a corpse up and down Lagos, can we just have a written, just write it down, at least just write it down, something that can materialize. Now, the issue here is this: was that document not enough for them to have put mohbad in a morgue? It was very clear. A death certificate cannot be written that day. It is not. You collect it at a council. That is where you do it. You collect it at a council. And that lawyer was very intelligent to answer those questions. Who is saying is enough? Is enough? What's enough? Now, the thing here is this. I'm just asking my general panelists. In all the explanations of this lawyer now, who do we think is at fault this night? Was it the police? Is it the lawyer? Is it Darusha that was given a written document to that? Okay, you can use this document to take this guy around Lagos, at least to transport him to this thing, or the hurried burial that was to be conducted immediately. To my panelists, over to you.
But to my own understanding, the police actually made some mistakes there as well, because their job is to sort of secure everything going on. Well, where I live, if that kind of a thing should happen, the police will act first, which they didn't do. They might have given advice of an autopsy, but did they carry on with them? Did they do further investigation that particular night? Is the question we're asking now. So at that point, I'll look my JB.
I would say that Olokbama JB, on the point that, was there any blood? Did they see the corpse? Or what was reported at the police station? What was reported? This family wanted to bury. People die in Lagos, and it is not all deaths that the police will be going to the house. Oh, okay, what killed him? But it is what you report at the police station that the police is going to investigate. It is what you report. So it depends on what was reported there. If you are reported like, oh, I'm listening.
But can you hear? Okay, but from what you read from the lawyer went to the police station with the nurse and a lawyer. So I want to be very sure that they told them what happened, right? And also, for this, I would say we will blame the police and Josie as well. But I want to believe that the fact that the lawyer went to the police station to make a report with the nurse and the nurse lawyer, of course, they would have told them what happened. Oh, this was what happened, blah, 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 blah. But for the fact that Josie insisted that he wants to bury him that night, okay, that's fine. But I would blame the nurse and Josie as well.
The police.
You know what? There's a lot of people that didn't live to expectation in this case. There is a report that the nurse injected someone and the person died at the police station. Now, the police insisted that the family has the right, they are the one that has the right to institute a case against the nurse. I guess that was what happened. But on calling Josie said he does not want to, to set any case. He doesn't want to do any case. He wants to go and bury his son. I think the police could have, still taken charge of the case. That's what I think. But at the same time, what happened at that point happened, and they didn't take the charge of the situation, because they believe the father said he wants to go and bury his son. He doesn't.
Professor, I want to ask you and Sister Cindy a question. I want to ask both of you a question. A thief comes into someone's house to steal. the thief was apprehended and was taken to the police station. Now, the person that was the house was owned by a pastor. The pastor went to the police station and said, just release him. Does the police have a right to proceed a criminal matter when the person that owns the case says you should release?
The problem we have is I don't have the clear understanding of the law in Nigeria. I think it somewhere else, if that happens, the state will take charge because that is the crime is against the state, not against you as a person. You understand? Because if you allow the person to go, he's going to create. I mean, he's going to
Do we have
to.
benevolence? Benevolence, please, if you
I
are
don't
around, please come
understand
up.
we don't understand the
Yeah, I understand.
nitty-gritty of the
Yeah.
law.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you are right in that sense. Stasinde wants to say
It
something.
wasn't as if somebody was injured though. Somebody died in the process. I'm going to blame the police. As much as I'm going to blame Josie, I'm going to blame the police as well.
Whatever we say
Hello, good morning. Can I
here,
say
we
something?
are saying it as laymen.
Okay, Tade Real. Okay, please
Good morning,
continue.
everyone. So, I'm gonna say the police. I think they have protocol. So first thing we want to find out is in that situation, did they follow the protocol? But with your example, you're saying someone stole and all that. This is a lie. This is different. And I think when Cindy was saying something like boya want to see one report to nurse, I think you said the nurse was reported at a different police station than where they went to get the report, right?
Yes, according to the CTC, the police station they went was along Orchard Road. The one they went for the police report was Ilasa police station.
Okay, so maybe those one were not privy to what happened with the nurse because they took the nurse to a different police station. But at the same time, I think the police kind of dropped the ball. Because Ogbenyo wa to ti kú, right? But the thing is, in that situation, in that situation, money protocol to need that to follow. So something we need to know in that situation, what is the police protocol? What is the process? What are they supposed to do? Did they do the right thing at the time, or they were negligent in their duty as well? So we really need to know.
But we need to understand something. Mommy Tade.
Yes. Yeah.
If you look at what's happened now, the body was still at home when that lawyer went to the first police station. The body was still at home.
Okay.
Good. Now it's now where I'm going to now is that what was actually reported at this first hospital. Why did they need to call the people at home? Like, oh, what do you want us to do? Oh, you said somebody died because of this nurse injected somebody. Okay, I'm listening,
Please,
sir.
let me say something. I'm going to get off now. Lagbaja, good afternoon, everybody. The answers to all these questions are online. There's a video where I think it's Benjamin Udeyi that actually talked about when there's a death and the families are saying no, they don't want to do anything. That yes, sometimes the police doesn't have any. Like the police won't go ahead with the case. So if we can find that video, although when I get off now, I would look for it and send to you, so we can all play it and do you understand the position of the police when it comes to death.
The police should have went to the house to assess the situation before they even determine.
Okay, so let me just say this. Secondly, let me say this. Then secondly, Mr. Dawa, I sent you some things on WhatsApp. So that's what's his name? This T-pumping snare. I believe that's the show we are talking about. What he said about when they went to report at the police station. and what Josie said, so we can marry it to what we just read now. Do you understand?
The one that said this is going to be a long ride, right?
Yes, that explained everything that happened at the police station. So
police
it
station,
goes,
right.
so it explains this, like what the lawyer was saying. I mean, the CTC we just read. Do you get? So actually, Wumi never lied when she said it was Josie that said the nurse should go. So basically, it's not as if Josie said it to her physically. It was when they called. And if you listen to what the lawyer said in the CTC, he said they called the house and they said she should go. So basically, that's when, what's his name? Josie was saying, no, I want to bury. I don't want to do a case. I don't want anything. I just want to bury. So, Mr. Dawa, please check your WhatsApp. Thanks.
The lawyer confirmed it again that Josie wanted to bury Mo that night. And he lied when the chairman association, or who was that man that said he wanted to bring him that night? Bale, yes. And Josie said no, there was nothing like that. This lawyer just confirmed to us again that he wanted to bury him that night.
And another thing I wanted to add, was that the lawyer specifically said that they told him at the position that he had no jurisdiction, that it has to be the family, and that was why they called the house and spoke to the father. That was what. So I think Precious wanted to say something.
But Lagbaja, I'm a bit confused because at some point, I don't know if we heard.
Please hold on, ma. Precious, are you there? Precious.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Yes, I just wanted to say that the police has no business investigating anything. Once you told the nurse to go, you are not making a report of manslaughter or anything, and you said you are going to bury somebody. They don't have the resources to waste. It wasn't that they came there to make a report of the nurse. They brought the nurse there. The father said, let the nurse go. They wanted to bury the child this night. There's nothing the police can do at that stage. So please don't let us just attach emotion that somebody died. It's not that somebody was ill. Legally speaking, they have no business going to, okay, if they go to the house to do what? You are not going to be able to prove anything against the nurse once you've buried the boy. Without autopsy. They asked for autopsy, you said no. They said, let's detain the nurse. You said no. So my own point is Joseph Aloba had been deceiving the public since he knew what he was doing. And I want this message to go out, what Mr. Dawa has read out today, because I believe a lot of them actually know the truth. They're just wicked people. Because at times people talk without logic. How can Wumi have death certificate? In what capacity? On the day somebody died? So please, this police thing is not something we should just be dilly-dallying over. It is Joseph Aloba's fault. He wanted to bury his son, and he did not want to arrest the nurse. There's nothing the police can do. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Please drop me.
Precious, I think I really agree with you. Given the limited resources of the police, the family members are okay, I don't want to do anything. I don't want this to go forward. I'm going to close the case. Given the limited resources, I think police will go by what the family wants, especially if mohbad report to us he was from boya homicide. Nǹkan tó bá report from police, no, the police might go by. They will go with whatever was reported to them. So I kind of agree with you that given their limited resources, they will go by what the family, wanted at that time.
Have you ever had police investigate any Muslim's death? They don't, because Muslims are buried immediately. Once the body is buried, there is no investigation again. Because you have to be able to match your investigation, your findings with what you find in the body of the deceased. Once somebody is buried, that's it. You never hear Muslims talking of autopsy. You never hear them talking of, oh, I want them to investigate somebody's death. They don't do it because they bury immediately. And for Joseph Aloba to have decided to bury that boy when they are Christians, I believe is very suspicious.
Precious, I'm going to disagree with you at a point because my mother died a Muslim, and autopsy was done on her. She wasn't
Yes,
very
because that's what you chose.
But she wasn't very
That's what you.
No, because
That's what the family wants.
yeah, I'm going to the reason I said I would disagree with you because we have to be very, very careful when we choose our words, because you said no Muslim has ever been investigated.
I said, do you hear of Muslims being investigated? It's not common.
I've heard a lot, depending. Let's say depending on the family, not all Muslims.
About here, please.
And then maybe you live abroad, autopsy can be done immediately. In Nigeria, it takes time.
That's not what we're talking about now.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
Can I just say that? I mean, I wasn't here when Mr. Lagbaja read what he read. I joined when he asked the last question.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm just going to chip in based on that because if a death is not recorded if you are not going there to report it as sudden or suspicious, police don't have anything to do with it. It's up to you what you want to do. I mean, when my dad passed, he had a professor at OSUT, which is Ogun State University, who offered to do the embalmment. So we had to take him from Lagos to OSUT. So all we had to do was go to the police. We were taking the body to OSUT for embalmment. They gave us a report. So we could go through the express, and when we were stopped, we showed it to them. We didn't go there to report a suspicious death or a sudden death. So there was no need for them to investigate. And for Baba's case, I think if we go by what he said repeatedly, we seem to forget that Baba said he was in the car for 3 hours. Let's even, I don't believe that was 3 hours. Let's just accept that he said the truth there. You don't go to report your son who is just dead and you are sat in the car for 3 hours telling Darusha to go and sort whatever they've gone to the police station to do. So obviously he didn't go to report any suspicious death. From what we heard, the ambulance guy needed that report so that he could transport that body from where they were to Ikorodu Road. That was the reason they went there, and this is why he could sit in the car waiting for them to sort it out. So him coming out now to say like, oh, he went there to report it there, police didn't stop them. No, he didn't. According to him, he was in the car for 3 hours. So why would you be there for 3 hours and you're making it look like, oh, you went there urgently to report? So it's all like police. I won't blame police. It's the man who decided to bury. I mean, it was his choice. It was the boy passed and he didn't want to declare it suspicious. He wasn't ready to make it a suspicious death, and he decided to bury. But now he's coming out, and initially after he was buried, he was calm, saying that this is what they told me. On the next day, when they said they not injected him, blah blah blah. What's that thing in Yoruba? That thing that God give it, God take it. How did he even say it? That he had to bury the boy that day. Until all these people got involved and was bringing narratives. Yeah, exactly. So until all these people enabled him and started bringing narrative to be saying, oh, this and that, and then he got emboldened and found an avenue to sort of fleece people of their money, and he used it well. So it was him, and then he found an opportunity to make money, and he's making money off them. Now some of their eyes are open. They're now crying foul that he duped them. He didn't dupe them. They opened that platform for him to see a way to make money. And him being a smart and cunning man, he just exploited that opportunity, and he made money for himself. That's something I see. But like I said, I haven't heard what Lagbaja read. Thank you.
Yes, let me just add my 50 pence. So I agree very much with what Escapade and Precious are saying. I think there's something called a disclosure. When you make a disclosure, okay, don't worry. Let me forget about it. I'm in the nail shop. Let me forget about it. If it's too noisy, don't worry, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of those that will listen to it later. Lagbaja, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
I'm not
Okay.
watching that.
Lagbaja is watching.
So another thing I want to
He's
talk
watching
about,
football.
it's about the will. They asked the lawyer if Mohbad had any wills, and he said no. But Baba said on ton paint, right? That was what he said. One ton painty that Mohbad didn't sign. He had the will, and it was Liam's name that was on that will. So what can we say to this one now?
It's all lies.
Absolutely everything he said was a lie. Everything he said, everything Josie said, everything. Josie Paro, I don't know. I don't really understand.
And that
Sister Cindy, I want us to remember something. That time that this incident happened, Seni Omologo was saying something, and I think this is what this man is thinking a will is. She was saying something about Mohbad's bank statements and things like that. Like the next of kin on the stuff was even Adura. It was even Adura and Blessing, something like that. And now, when you want to open a bank account, you'll be given a KYC form, and you'll be listing your next of kin. I think what this man is thinking, like, ento ma jogun owó tó wà nínú account ọmọ ẹ̀. I think that's what he's thinking is a will. That's what I just think. But saying that there's a will submitted to a probate office about Mohbad's estate, thank God the lawyer has said it there. There's nothing like that. He's the manager of this guy. As I said, he's the legal person of this guy, and there's nothing like that. Nothing existed like that in his own presence. So that's what I just want to say. If any other person wants anything.
Okay. Do you also notice? I'm sorry. If anybody wants to talk, but let me say this real quick. When Sanshitu was talking when he was asking Mohbad's lawyer questions, I don't know. The first questions he asked was about Mohbad's reality. Can we now see the reason why Josie employed Sanshitu? It wasn't because he wants to know the cause of death. It wasn't because he wants to know what killed Mohbad or what killed Mohbad. It was because of royalties. And that was the only questions Sanshitu was asking the lawyer. So for those of you supporting Josie, thinking, oh, you guys employed the lawyer to unravel the cause of death of Mohbad, can you now see that the only reason he employed that man was because he wanted to get his son royalty? And another thing I noticed was Sanshitu was trying to indict Wunmi by asking the lawyer, oh, who do you think should take Mohbad to the hospital? As if Mohbad was a baby or a toddler who couldn't do anything or who couldn't talk. At least the nurse said by the time he got to the house, he spoke to Mohbad, and Mohbad was even asking him about the injection she wanted to give him. Like he was trying to indict Wunmi. Let's just get this lady out of the way so that we can get all the royalties. Josie's team, go and sit down. Teba record the kini. Go and listen to it later. That was the only thing Sanshitu was all about. And Josie will care about what killed his son. He only wants to get the royalty. That was the first question Sanshitu asked. The contracts, the royalties. That was the only thing the first thing he asked the lawyer in the coroner inquest. The reason for coroner inquest is to unravel the cause of death, not for the royalty. I was surprised when he was asking.
Sister Cindy, do you know why I'm going to accept everything you said 200%, not even 100%, sisters? The flow of questions before Sanshitu stepped in was what happened in that day Mohbad died. That was what ended the discussion, that lawyer before Sanshitu. Then when Sanshitu came, he changed the direction of the question to royalty issue. He just changed the question was They were
Yes.
asking him, oh, I met this guy at the gate. I did this thing. Oh, I was pleading with this man. Then the next question that he came with was about, was there a signed contract? The royalties, are there pending royalties? Now, if from everything you said just now, whoever is thinking that this case is about what by Mohbad, wallahi, you people are wrong. This case is now about
I won't even
how
blame
can we get.
Sadiq. I won't blame him because the reason why he was employed is to get the royalty, and that's the only thing he was concerned about at the coroner inquest. In court, employ me feeling here, and that's what I'm going to do.
Seeing,
Go ahead, sir.
you know what? Josie knows what by his son. He knows it was the nurse that injected him. So there was no issue about cause of death or whatever. That's just by the way. The main thing is what you have said. Get the reality and find a way to indict me. Whether either way, just find a way to pin something on her so that she can be out of the way. Now, I also wanted to point out something. The lawyer clearly stated that he had a very good relationship, personal relationship with Mohbad, and he usually confides in him, talks to him about things that relate to him, his personal situations. But he clearly stated that he did not tell him any secret that maybe he could not discuss with his father or his parents or his family or friends. If Mohbad, in this case, was suspicious of his son or his wife, don't you think there would have been time that he would have discussed it with his lawyer, even if he could not discuss it with anybody?
Definitely. And to those, I'm sorry I have to say this, so to those of you that used to see Mohbad like he was an angel, when they asked the lawyer about Mohbad, he said he had a flawed past and he was trying to walk towards it, to get better. Like, maybe he lived a reckless life. I don't want to say too much about it. So I'm really sorry I have to talk about this. It wasn't like Mohbad was an angel like the other side used to claim. Omoda, Danny, Koke, everybody lonely mistake here. If you think this guy was an angel, I don't understand. I don't understand because everything you guys want to talk about is about Wunmi, Omo Burukuni, Omo Kini Koni, Omo Kokin. But Wunmi tried. She really tried to cover up everything. Like, by the time our son will grow, I don't want him to listen to all this about his father. Okunye Okolon.
Sister Cindy, you don't need to go too far. We've said something. We said, Baba said something to, he stated this thing in front of Riyomi. We have been challenging this man for the past 2 years. Nǹkan tó mú Wunmi tí ò gbálé bàbá ẹ̀ lọ, tí ò gbálé ìyá ẹ̀ lọ, kò gba ọ̀dọ̀ Kàrímọ́ lọ, tó jẹ́ pé hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì ló lọ, ó wá fẹjọ́ sùn yín pé kẹ́ wá bá òun settle. Kí ló fàjà láàrin wọn? If you think Mohbad is so we won't talk about it though, because this is something between husband and wife. But if you are thinking your son is an angel, why are you not talking about nǹkan tó fà tó fi lọ sùn hotel tó lọ fi sùn hotel lélẹ̀? Why don't you talk about it? Miss, continue, ma.
I want us to not deceive ourselves on this platform. I'm not somebody that will normally speak. I just look from afar from the past 2 years. These people are not seeking justice. There's nothing like J4M. Justice is about truth, fairness. The moment your whole mission is to pin the death on somebody, that's not justice you are seeking. So all of these people, let's not deceive ourselves. They're not seeking justice. If you are seeking justice, you want to know the truth, you are not biased, you must have an open mind, and you'll be able to back up all that you say with evidences. These people will come, imagine things, throw them out. Joseph will come, put out lies, and they run with it. These people are delusional. And I'm very sorry to say, from the beginning, some people planted people in the J4M. And the whole mission is to make it as difficult as possible for Mohbad's royalties to be paid. Most of the money they are throwing all over the place, their money is given to them by their sponsors. There's nothing like seeking for justice. All these people want is for the thing to be pinned on Mumi, who is intelligent, she's a graduate, she has knowledge of music industry, so you can't cheat her husband. But if it is the father that we go for anything they give the man will be okay with it. So the mission from the beginning had been get this lady off. All this attack on Iyabu is because of Mumi. They don't want any strong figure that will back Mumi. What person seeks for justice and the police will arrest people and then you go bail all of them out? Is that seeking justice? So please, let's not deceive ourselves. I believe those people are there just making money and they too are scamming those donating. Let's not deceive ourselves that anybody is seeking justice, please. Because it is a straightforward case unless you have dementia. A nurse gave somebody injection, the guy died. Why are they not talking about the nurse? What kind of justice will you be looking for and you don't want to investigate the nurse? What sort of justice are you looking for that you don't want to investigate those that gave him problems before he died? I don't need to be present in a place for me to deal with somebody. And you don't want to refer to the bullying? How can you say you are looking for justice? So please, all this J4M thing, that's why they keep prolonging it. They can do it for 10 years if they want. But Joseph Aloba, their leader, knows what killed his son. Who seeks for justice and then makes a family member the head of that justice movement? Why will you pick somebody in the family? Is everybody not supposed to be a suspect? So these people, we keep going on and on trying to explain things to them. I don't think they don't know what they're doing. Some of them are ignorant, but most of them know what they're doing. The moment you find out that all you're about is that death be pinned on just one person, that is not seeking justice anymore. Thank you.
Escapade. Escapade, are you there? You want to say something?
Let the next person go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prof.
Okay, let me just summarize this thing for Escapade. So I think he didn't. Let me just have a brief summary about it. So now, the CTC of Lawyer Falade is it's covered about 28 pages. Now, what we have now is that this guy said he got to the house around. He was told around 8 p.m. by Sheung, who happens to be the manager of Belash Mother. That one wanted to connect Darusha when he saw online that Mohbad had passed. So he wanted to get more information about that. Was why he called Falade. So it was when Falade heard, he now left his house at Lekki Phase 1 to Orchid. He said there was traffic and he got there around 9:30, 10. So getting there, he met Baba around the gate, that there were hundreds of people outside, inside, and things like that. The place was crowded. But he met Baba at the gate. And somebody introduced that this is Baba. So from there, he met the nurse, the nurse's lawyer, and the nurse's mother. He made inquiries of what happened, and he said, you guys have not gone to the station. Oh yeah, he took all of them, those ones, to the station. Now at the station, the policemen were advising them like, in such a case, they have to do autopsy. They now called home. They now put a call to the house. They now said, no, we want to go and bury. Okay. Then they came back home. And from there, he asked the questions of, have they gone to the first hospital? They said no. He went there together with Darusha, and the nurse also was there, the nurse, the lawyer, and the mom. And those ones didn't want to give any doctor's report, but they wrote something down. He was asking them at home, okay, now that you want to go and carry carry Mohbad for burial, do you have anything from the hospital? They said no. Okay, let me get something from this hospital that you can use. So he went and pleaded with them that even if it is a written document, they gave it to him. One, they asked him what was written in the document. He said it was handwritten. That's number one. Number two, it contained the name, the time he was brought to their facility, the time he was confirmed that he's dead, and the cause of death there was written as unknown. Then he got back home. He was still pleading with the father. The father said they are burying him immediately. So they proceeded. They asked him, at what time did you terminate your presence there? He said it was when they were taking him. He said, I think Ikorodu, because the man said they wanted to bury him immediately. And that document was given to Darusha, that written document for the ambulance, not for police, not for mortuary. It was given for the ambulance that is going to carry the corpse. That written document, it shows that it's an unofficial document. It was handwritten by whosoever. I don't know who wrote it, but it was handed to them by Kuramed Hospital. Okay, is there any other thing? So the other questions were focused on, he also said that Malian Records was incorporated, it was registered year 2020, but Mohbad said there was no contract, but he has started being with Malian Records since 2019. So if you check those dates, how can you be registered in a company that was not even registered? What contract are you signing? So that the man was just very emphatic that if you are saying you want to terminate something, there's nothing to terminate. He kept on saying that there was no contract and there is nothing to terminate. If you are telling us that Naira Marley was interviewed before him, that Naira Marley was saying that in his contract he has to release at least 4 albums. He now said there was no contract. So why are you even saying that there's a term of agreement in a contract? That Mohbad told him that he doesn't have any contract with Malian Records and there's nothing to even terminate. That were they pending royalties? He said yes. The Malian Record didn't reply their emails, didn't do anything. It was when they now copied the emails they were sending to the Malian Records, they copied a distribution company called Orchard. That was when the distribution company replied, and they asked him a question about, did Mohbad have access to funds from his royalties on the Orchard distribution company? He said Mohbad never withdrew any amounts from that Orchard this thing. They talked about the will also. They said there is nothing like that. He has no knowledge about that. He talked about how long he has known Mohbad. He said just a few months before his demise. He talked about the bullying aspect also, that yes, Mohbad sustained injuries, told them about the injuries. He was not in the country then. That in fact, that the police effected about 2 arrests of Sam Larry, but they didn't meet in her home. He's not aware of a counter petition, but he knows that after Mohbad submitted the petition, he went to 3 tours, one in Kenya, one in UK, and one in Cyprus. Is there any other thing I didn't say? Sister Cindy, is there any other thing I didn't say?
So, this was his testimony at the inquest?
Yes, please.
And everybody just seemed to skip the details of what he said, because I'm just sharing this for the first time. And what I'll just say is that the guy deserves a pay rise, because he's done everything a lawyer should do. He's even added what the father should do to what.
Oh, sorry. And lastly, he said that all the royalties from Immolenization, all the songs he recorded after the Malian records, that all those accounts have been placed on post no debit.
So now them saying recently that the Wunmi is the one spending, it didn't make sense that Wunmi would go into immunization and be spending mobile money anyway. But at least
The
this
lawyer also said, sorry, Escape, the lawyer also said he met Josie at the gate.
Yes, I was going to say that as against Josie saying that he met them.
Yeah, and he said, sorry. And lastly, he said he saw the corpse and there was no trace of blood.
You see, so if that body was.
But he said he saw the bowl of salt. Yeah, he said he saw the bowl of salt on his chest.
Yeah, and that one is just they call it embalming and it's nothing. And even I think people misunderstand what embalmment. Embalmment is coming. I've been involved before when my dad passed. Embalmment is to keep the body. You know, when you do lying in state, like you want to bury, so that they restructure the face, the body, and all those things to keep the body in a state that the people can still view it. It is not to prepare or what's this word now? Or to keep a body ready for embalmment. Once and ready for autopsy, because when you do embalmment, they take liquid out, they pump in fluid, they basically tamper with the body. But people saying, oh, if they had embalmed the body, maybe if they had embalmed the body, toxicology would have been impossible anyway, because all the fluid would have gone, they would have tampered with the body. Even autopsy, because there would have been incisions, there's a way they take out the fluid, you've seen holes on the body, I've seen it before. So even autopsy would have not been accurate if a body was embalmed. So embalmment is mainly to keep a body like in a state that it can still be viewed when they want to bury. So now going back to the lawyer did exactly what he should do and even more. When they got the report for them, went to the police station, went to the hospital, met Baba there, called Baba, okay, this is the situation, what should we do? Baba is insisted that he wanted to bury. This one is key, and it's like what we've been saying here, right? Especially on this platform and on the people on women's side, this thing sort of like corroborated everything that we've been saying. It's like we could see what could have happened. Like, okay, maybe this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. This guy's testimony has sort of filled in that gap. Okay, there was a report that was collected. Wunmi didn't collect it. I collected it. It was handwritten. I called the father. The father insisted on burying. I gave them this so that they could transport the body. Gave it to the ambulance. Gave it to Darusha for the ambulance. So it sort of, when they're saying Wunmi collected the whatever, how can Wunmi collect it and not give it to you? Because even at that point, the time they were there, the hospital in that rush and the whole thing that happened, they were rushing, take the body away, blah blah blah. They wouldn't have waited to collect anything. But the Baba kept going back to say, well, she had the thing, and he saw him struggling to get it. You were in your car for 3 hours. Let's believe you. You were in your car for 3 hours. I don't think Wunmi went to that station with them, Darusha. She probably was in that same car with you or in the car behind. So why would you then say, Wunmi saw you struggling to try and get... Did Wunmi know what you went to do at police station? Did she know what you went to report? If you're in the car, you obviously did not go to report a suspicious death. You were not angry enough. You were not moved enough to rush out of the car, get to this. You can even bring the police, come and see this body. You are saying you saw pool of blood. If you would have been so angry and so moved that they would see you in action, not you sitting in the car, telling them to go inside. Darusha to go inside and collect whatever you went there for. So all of these things is now showing that this man has been lied all along from the beginning. And I hope that they will see all these CTCs and read it. I mean, this is it's a long shot that they will read the CTC with open mind, because I know that will not happen. They will still read that CTC and tell you that this person is lying against Baba. Oh, it wasn't handwritten, it was typed. They will even tell you they emailed it to Wunmi's email. They are so fully that sometimes I wonder if they sit down and think about, they listen to themselves, So like I said, this guy he deserves a pay rise. He's done anything a lawyer would do. And he's even done more. He's even got involved. He got to a point of getting involved in the family matter, which some lawyers would not do. He did that, and he should be praised for it. But like I said, I'm wondering how this missed the whole inquest thing, because nobody ever told us what the man said. And it's because it's that side that is always going there. They know the things they want to come back to give to the public. They will sift it and remove the ones that are in favor of Wunmi, and then they will just embellish the ones that they think would sort of put Wunmi in trouble. Because I don't know how else you want to describe this now. This testimony sort of, Baba was there before him. Baba said he met all of them there. They were preparing the body for burial. He met Imam. He met this. He met that. So this guy actually met him there. He was introduced to the man.
The most surprising thing is that Baba also met the nurse.
You see. So
the nurse was there at that point with her lawyer and her mom.
You see. So him saying that is even silly for them to even, they should slap him on that side that you are saying that you did not set your eyes on the nurse. How could that be possible? The nurse was there. They told you it was injected. The nurse should be the first person you are looking for. Come here, what happened? Blah, blah, blah. And you are so happy to say so that you support the silly narrative that people are pushing. Oh, I never saw the noise move. For you, me real noise. Who should you be looking for? You saw blood. Should you not be going to the body? Like I said before, if you go in your car and you see water, the first thing you'll be checking is, oh, did I leave the windows down? Did it rain? You want to know how the water got there. Now your son is dead. You are saying you saw a pool of blood. The next thing would be his body. Where did that blood come out from his body? If you are not able to tell us that you didn't see any pool of blood, you are lying. Because it is natural instinct. If you see pool of blood, if your son comes and you see blood on his body, the next thing you are looking for, where did this blood come from? You want to see where is it blood, is it ketchup, or is it like another person's blood that rubbed off on their body? You will check out their body, where is this from? Not you telling us, you can't tell us where the blood came out from, but you are saying you saw blood, but you saw the body. So why are you trying to fool? But again, when people have used this opportunity to make money, and the only way the money can keep flowing is if they keep enabling the man, it prolongs the issue, it brings a narrative, they have something to discuss, they have a way to say, let us contribute money to do this and that. They'll keep making that money. And they enabled him initially because, I keep saying this because when the next day, when Mohbad was buried, they asked him what happened. They told exactly what Wunmi said. Oh, they said the nurse came, he not did this, blah, blah, blah. Ojo Tabari, Bini, Wale, blah, until they came up, all of these silly people started coming up with, oh, maybe the DNA, the father, oh, the wife is keeping the money. You know, when he said that, he also did it by saying he not received, I don't know if it's 100,000, 200,000 from Mohbad before, that anytime he wants to send him money, they use Wunmi's account to send him the money. He said those things, but then these people lied on that to sort of expand the whole thing, and the man saw an opportunity to make money. He just kept going along until he's now caught in the web now. He's now in trouble because some of them, their eyes are now opening. But they will not agree with us because to them, it is a game. It is win or lose. And it shouldn't be. It is about how Mohbad died. If they not injected him, that's how he died. We should both be able to agree on that. But them agreeing with us that this is what happened, they see it as they are losing. It's like a game, win or lose, and it shouldn't be that way. This is why, even with all the things they are saying, they will still not come and accept that, oh, this girl didn't do it, the nurse injected him. The nurse that called the lawyer, she knew she'd done something wrong now. Why would she call the lawyer and her mom? Oh, probably to come and start appeasing with the man, begging the man, oh, this is how it happened, though, please, oh. It wasn't deliberate, but the man was not interested. He wanted to bury. Because she knew she did something. Why would you be calling your lawyer and your mom to come there if you know you haven't done something wrong? It may not have been deliberate, but it was your mistake. He reacted, and she gave that testimony in court, which to me is a confession. I mean, you are looking for what killed somebody, and somebody is saying, oh, I injected him, he reacted, the reaction caused his death. It's a confession. So why are we still on this matter trying to look for other things to now? The people that are showing DNA is a motive are now saying DNA is not their business, it's a family matter. But again, they will not want to accept that. They will not want to accept that we were right, because to them it's like they have lost. So this is the situation we are in. So we just leave them in their folly and just cash cruise with them. This lawyer has done everything a lawyer should do. Why would you have a contract of 2019 where the company that the contract is on is registered in 2020? That's a void contract initially from the beginning. It's void, and it was good for the lawyer to spot it and say, no, this is not a contract. But they are not going to sit back and listen. Naira Marley came there, was citing us of rubbish. Mohbad withdrew $70,000. How can your artist have access to that kind of money? Okay, show us proof. We didn't see any proof. But because, again, it is either Wunmi is guilty or not. Or it's either Wunmi is guilty or not. So this is why they were happy with the Naira Marley's whatever nonsense he did. Again, the star witness, they'll say is the driver. Because the driver said 3 people went out of the house in the night, right? But they also forget that the man rubbished all of Prime Boy's testimony that, of course, Prime Boy knew that the glass was broken. That's why he ran. The driver said that it was Wunmi that was actually telling Mohbad not to fight his friend. That was what caused the argument that why is he supporting Prime Boy. All of these bits, they took it out because it was everything the driver said was as Wunmi said it. The only part they are saying 3 people went out, and they mentioned this thing before because even when Spending and Wunmi were having that back and forth on Instagram, Wunmi was saying, oh, I didn't even know you went out, because Spending was saying, oh, that he cared about his friend because he was the one, and some people that went out at night to get whatever they gave Wunmi to rub on the hand. Wunmi said, I didn't even know you were part of those. So they were already established that 3 people went out that night. And now they're saying the driver has brought a new lead, a new lead to the matter. He's a star witness. That Ishak or whatever. Oh, the driver is a star witness. They have brought a new lead, but it's everything that has been said. They threw the body. They wanted to throw the body in the water. He said no, it didn't happen. Everything else was against what but they ignored all those ones, and they said 3 people went out, which was already established when they were having that conversation on Instagram. Let other people speak. But that lawyer has done, he deserves a pay rise. He's done everything a lawyer should do, and even done something that the father should be doing, because he got involved even in the family matter just to try and get things moving that night. If they can't, I can't blame him. It's the father that messed up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good day to everyone. Mr. Lagbaja, I greet you, sir, and I greet everybody on there. Thank you for the message today, Mr. Lagbaja, the CCT of the lawyer. Anyway, I don't have much to say about it, though. I just want to support what Escapade has said. Firstly, Mr. Joseph is, it's just Mr. Joseph. And I think whenever they call him Baba, he feels he's important on their side over there. So that's why they keep shouting, hey, Baba, Baba, Baba. And I don't think he's old enough to even father anybody on this platform. So I don't feel, I always don't like calling him Baba, or feel like the highest we can call him is Baba Mohbad, if we can call him by his name, because that is what is coming. That thing is getting over him and is feeling too important, though he has met his water alone. And we all knew that this day is coming and nothing has happened yet. It's just starting. So Josie is just, it's just who Josie is, so we are not surprised. Anyway, what I would just say is that his first interview, he affirmed it when they asked him, what do you think by your son? His very, very first interview with that soldier boy, he said he was informed that a nurse, gave him injection and he reacted to that injection. That was what he said. And then, he didn't mention anything else. So it was later when people started bringing series of, that's when he started dancing to it, and he realized that this is an avenue to to make money. So you could see even the court, there are some things that doesn't even go beyond this TikTok. All these they are noodles, all these they are pool of blood, all these things. This thing the court doesn't even because they they wrote their what is it called at the station, and they transfer everything to the inquest. They saw everything Josie wrote. They saw that there is nothing like pool of blood, noodles or whatever inside, So they go by what they wrote, their first statement. That is what they go by, because they knew any other thing that comes, it's just a kind of manipulation. So Josie wrote his what is it called? Statement, and he didn't put all these things, and they affirm it on their side that all what he wrote at the police station, because I was on the line while they were playing one of their records from their side, that he fumbled, he didn't write this, he didn't write this, he didn't write it. That's where they should know that every other thing that they started saying is all lies from the pit of hell. So Josie said it himself that truly what is it called? He's been bullied in his first interview by what is it called? Sammy and NM and Co. But then Josie don't even know the meaning of bully. He doesn't even know anything like harassment. That's why he said because they are his boss, they can treat him anyhow, and that's why I say one color money. Because he doesn't. So it was through this TikTok now that Josie is now realizing that there is something called bully, there is something called harassment, there is something called all these things. So Josie is just who he is. So we could see they've treated him like their small god, and now he's completely down now. And this just Genesis. It's just starting. So I know all these things that Mr. Lagbaja read out this morning, they all knew this. They know everything. They knew that Josie was informed even before anyone about the demise of his son. They knew that the lawyer met Josie there. They knew that Josie is lying, that Josie has been informed before they even left the hospital. They knew that there is no anywhere buy certificate. They knew all this. He said it himself. They knew that Josie saw the nurse. They knew that Josie was the one, because it's not coming from one person, two people or three people. They knew that Josie was the architect that asked them to release the nurse, why the wife and others were angry. They knew, and their family, that Josie is being told to make sure that he shouldn't bury that guy that day, that they should, maybe one or two people told him about autopsy. If at all he didn't know anything about it, he should be the one that should ask question that what should we do now, that this boy cannot just go like this. He needs to know something, because what he was going through while he was alive. So he knew all this, but because of that single land, that is the mentality of a wicked, poor and ingratitude so-called father. Because of maybe a plot or two plot of land, he went ahead and rushed to claim that space and some other little things. That is just it. So he didn't know that the issue will come to this land. When he now see that opportunity, and some people let him realize that people like the fake African TV, or what did he call himself? When they realize and let him know that money is coming from here, they brought something, and he could see. And Josie himself, he was a kind of somebody that is not being truthful before. He's like So you see that this is an opportunity. So any reasonable person should go back to his very first interview. Then you will know and conclude the kind of person this so-called man is. You will know somebody that just lost a precious child, a child that is feeding you, a child that is clothing you, and you sat comfortably talking about irrelevant, your own personal gain. So we shouldn't be surprised in going through all this. route and making every kind of money from this. That is it. A father that can go ahead and sign 3070, just barely a week before the demise of your son. And they start, and when he now realized that this guy does not have anything to offer him, he realized that African TV himself is even poorer than him. Somebody that can come to your house and eat cocoyam with you, and he realized that, oh no, nothing is coming from this plan. Josie is not ready to relate with whoever cannot feed his bill or give him money. So that's why he gets rid of African TV or whatever. So all these things this man knew, and that's why when he was trying to lie against the lawyer and the lawyer stood up and tried to sue him, he immediately he kept quiet and he revised all what he has been saying. So we are not surprised. We are watching. That's why for some days now I'm just watching the way things are unfolding. We know these days will come. We knew that this day will come, and Josie is going to. He hasn't seen anything. Some of his supporters are still walking behind the closed door. They don't want to come out that we are the one behind all this thing. When they come out fully with Josie, I don't know. And that is their own part. The part of God is still there. When God will now reward him of what he has put this little child and his mom to. The kind of lies. How will a 50-something years old man come on social media and lie, daylight robbery, lie against your daughter-in-law, somebody you went to prostrate in her parents' house, somebody that you said it yourself, you were the one praying for them to have that child, and you brought water, brought this and this, and this lady took you like her own father, like her best friend. These are people that doesn't even have their own car, but before they have their own car, they already bought you a truck, so that because that guy knew that you are a very, I'm sorry, I mean, that you are kind of useless, and you have shown that how useless you are, and that's why they want you to get feast. They want you to get something doing, not just drinking bacchus and carrying woman all around. That's why they went ahead and bought you that truck that can get you money, daily money, and you sat down there comfortably and said they haven't done nothing for you, that you haven't even received money worth of 500,000. Can you imagine? Forgetting that his wife does not even have a business, a graduate, somebody that sacrifices everything, that has been with this young man from their teenage age, and they started bringing themselves up, and the first thing they think they could do is to furnish your house, to help you remote that house and complete it, and after then they bought you a truck. You could see it for you to be able to feed this, and you now, because of his demise, you came and you were saying all this rubbish thing. If we could flash back and start thinking about all the nonsense thing that has come out from Josie's mouth, you will know that he doesn't deserve to be called Baba. It's a shame. It's a shame. A very shameful man. So on this platform, I don't feel comfortable. Anybody is not old enough to father anybody on this platform. Mr. Josie, if you know you are old enough, you are his age, just call him by his name. Or Mr. Josie. The highest is, Baba mohbad, because that's what we know. But he doesn't act like one. He acted like as if it's not Mohbad's dad. Because I don't expect no father will ever do this. So these things are not new. But we know Josie is going to suffer for all what he has done. In no way. Wumi can forgive him, Liam can forgive him, but heaven cannot forgive him. That is it. He has dig his own pit, and he will definitely fall for it. So that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim Maga. Comment section, please. Whenever we are having our home program and some of us are putting it in the comment section that so person is online, that is very, very disrespectful. It means we don't care about whatever is going on here. It means we don't want to listen to whoever is talking. Josie, mute. Please, we can always go back to whatever that is happening on Facebook later. Let's focus on this one, Joe. It's very disrespectful. Can't we sorrow? And some of us will be putting it in the comment section. Like me and stream more by anything. Yeah, we can switch, but this one is our own program. Program Wagongo Lele, please. Who else want to talk, please?
Sorry. Yeah.
No, really bad.
So much. Thank you. That is very right. Good morning, everybody. And thank you, Cindy, for saying that. It's very disrespectful. Kamashi program and I think in pay I want to make comments in it. Like I always say, I want to pay they are not really keen of this platform because if you are truly a member of this platform, what we are doing this morning is very, very important. These are the side of the things that doesn't come out. But you guys keep coming here and start distracting. It's not fair. So I did not really hear the full CTV that you read, but it's just so unfortunate to little thing they're summarizing it. It's very, very unfortunate that Josie has really lied to these people that they cannot come out of it, and Josie will never ever tell them the truth. Everybody, I just don't want to keep repeating what everybody has said because you have all touched every area of it. It's so unfortunate that he will never come back from it, and he can never tell his own followers the truth about what really happened. Because Josie, when part of where I think people really thought that they did wrong for Josie was the police. When he said, oh, he took the body to the police station and he sat down in the car for 3 hours, or he went inside, he was writing the statement, somebody came out, took the statement, and people started saying, people they are calling him. It's because he's a carpenter. It's because he's a son of nobody. That's why they treated him like that. That is why they did this to him. Wumi was in the car. In all what we heard, did we hear that Wumi was in the car, that she was holding the lawyer got there and asked, have this been reported? Josie didn't get there and ask that question. Josie that said it's a pool of blood. You did not get there and even lock that gate. I said this from the beginning. You got there, you did not even lock the gate and said, you know what, everybody. I don't even care if the people that are here, they live in this house. And I want to say something before I forget. You people that are still clamoring for Josie to go and sue the 15 people in the house, I hope you will listen to this CTC and know and put everything together why Josie can never sue the people in the house. Because Josie know that from day one he has been lying to you people. Josie know that everything that he told you guys that happened that night never happened. And he knows that whatever everybody has gone to the police station, they have told the police their truth. Which everything Josie said could surface in Gbogbo. So he knows the reason why when you say, Baba, he cannot do it. Because Josie even know that there are some other people that knows the truth about what happened that night, that will even testify to what the people in the house are saying. Now Escapade said it. So I'm a little bit too. I think some people were typing in the comment section that Bami has said it in the CTC. 3 people went out that night. Spending too. They said people
different in what, because you people will come out and say, their story is different. They are not saying the same thing. Oh, this one is saying a different thing. That one's so Josie is the only one that have a different story from everybody in the house. Josie is the only one. One letter from Yahweh, you heard what that lawyer, the lawyer said he went to the police station. He has it with him and he gave it to them to be able to transport the body. Okay, where is it that they don't have anything to transport or to put the body in the morgue? They called Josie. They said autopsy has to be done. Josie said, no, I want to bury. And they left him. He went ahead and do what he wants to do. He's the father of the disease. He's, apart from his friends that told, apart from mohbad's friends that told Josie that Baba, Daddy, let us do autopsy. The police even said it, that they need to do autopsy. Now, DPP, Commissioner of Police, they should do autopsy. Yeah, exactly. Commissioner of Police, all this, what will I call it? DPP, how did they always say all this thing? They should please look into this thing. The reason why we cannot, that they cannot tell us this is the actual fact, this is the thing that really killed Mohbad. It is Josie. Josie caused it. Josie is the reason why everybody is now crying for justice. In which we know that all of you that are looking for justice, you are looking for the wrong justice. You are looking for the wrong one. Josie, he was the person that buried Mohbad. He was the one that they cannot ascertain that this is what caused the death. Josie did it all. But you guys were focusing on the wife because if the wife is in the house, they know what happened. All the 15 people, even this stupid tennis still came out. What we had yesterday. Omomi pushed him down the stairs when he was asking for his phone. Adura said kiniko. Look at all lies, and that lies has damaged a lot of them. I hope you people on the other side, you would open your eyes, open your heart, and read this lawyer CTC. Again, add it to all the CTCs that you have been reading. And be genuine. Ask yourself questions. Why didn't Josie want to do autopsy? Even when the police said they should do autopsy. Why did Josie said, no, I want to bury? Why? Why did Josie say, I must bury him? Why did he carry, why did he move the body from that house to Ikorodu? Why did he do that? Because he has his own agenda. Because he knows what he wants to do. Modebe won Tom Prince, Morafa, Mori le momu, Mori kinikon, Mori gbogbo won be, won se kinikon. Mi ò fojú rí nurse. You heard it yourself. The nurse was there with our lawyer and the mom. Lawyer and the mom. Three people from the nurse's side. And Josie is saying no, he did not see the nurse. And even the nurse was saying, so it is part of what is going on social media that the nurse too came to say, to say, okay, so mi nílé lọ sí jail. Why would the nurse and the lawyer and the mom would be there? If there was no nurse, if the nurse did not inject Mohbad, if the nurse injected somebody else, why would they be there that night? And it was because Josie said, let the nurse go. If the nurse has not, maybe it would be another story now. But Josie is the master planner of everything. He planned it the way he wanted it to go. but Ọlọ́run tó ní pé ìlérí ò ní jìyà lásán ló jẹ́ kí gbogbo kìíní kó tún ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé Josie, you will pay for what you did. ọmọ mi wà ní mọ́tò gbogbo yín jọ jókòó síbẹ̀ ó mú ìwé dání kò dẹ̀ sọ pé ìwé wà lọ́wọ́ òun kò dẹ̀ fóun ní pépà yẹn àwọn tún lọ sí kinní kankan. ọmọ mi she was never in that car. ṣé wọ́n gbé bọ́dì lọ sí police station according to Josie láwọn gbé bọ́dì lọ sí police station. I hope pé you guys will read it with open mind, open heart. Kẹ́ lè lọ gbàdúrà sọ́dọ̀ kí Ọlọ́run kó dáríjì yín because Josie ti jẹ́ kẹ́ ṣẹ̀. Josie ti jẹ́ kẹ́ kàn bínú Ọlọ́run. And Josie cannot redeem you. You people can only redeem yourself by asking God for forgiveness. Because you people are so gullible. You guys were very gullible to listen to what Josie was saying. So all the 15 people, they are lying against that man. For what? What is it that they want? What is it that they want to gain from Josie? That they would lie against him. For what reason? What bẹ̀rù Josie now? What bẹ̀rù Josie? They cannot face Josie. Out of how many people that night? 100 people. Josie single-handedly said, "Mo ń lọ bury ẹni," and they let him do it. And what are you guys talking about? And you'll be singing, oh, all the 50 people, they must come out. All the 50 people, they know what happened. All the 50 people, they are there. They know they pushed, they fought. Wunmi and Mohbad fought that night. You heard it. You heard what the lawyer said. There was nothing.
Trouble me. Sorry. So I also want to say something. With everything that we've heard now, and all these people refused to come out when Josie was accusing Wunmi, Akiniwa Lowe Kofesile, blah 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 blah. Or can we say it was because of the respect that Mohbad had for his dad and the love? So they were also like, okay, because of Mo, let's keep quiet. Or what can we say to this?
Sis, have you forgotten that
they might not want to come on
they
social
actually
media and
debunked
start
it within themselves? Àwọn fúnra wọn debunk ẹ̀ láàrin ara wọn now. Guresi put out a statement that Wunmi even when they went to Berekete, information reaching me, Berekete was like, "Are you sure she had it?" And he could not talk. And he was added to Bositambe, and he would still say something else again.
I'm not just talking about that alone. Take for instance, the lawyer went to the police station, and the police called Josie, and Josie insisted that he wants to bury him that night. The police even advised that they carry out autopsy. But Josie insisted and said no. And we didn't hear this all this while. No, none of them could come out to talk about it. Oh, this happened.
But who do you expect to come out? You know, people they already believe what they want to believe now.
Oh my goodness. Are you talking about the same lawyer Ilesami that Comfy was cussing? Don't shake me from Tomo until
nobody that I think what happened and if
Sheon put it out on Sunday Ednotes, because I remember blogging it, and they are still saying the same thing again.
Okay, before you go ahead, let me read the statement from Pumping Snare. I think that's Sheon Olariwaju, right? The one that called the lawyer.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, so okay, I'm going to open
the one that called which lawyer?
The one that called Mohbad's lawyer to ask that he heard about the demise of so hold on. The comment he left on Tunde Ednot's page. Can we all remember that?
Yes, some not all, but I remember there's somebody that went there and said you guys don't really know what, something like that. Read it. Okay.
Yeah, let me read it. I'm trying to I'm trying to put it on the big screen. I think I'm not able to do that. Okay, but I will read it. So he said, Mr. Tunde, no be everything you go dey post, at least verify. Cause the man is Mohbad's father doesn't mean everything he's saying is truth. We kept quiet because of the love and respect we have for the late Mohbad. But this man is doing too much lately, and you guys are just posting without verification. This boy is not even buried yet. The day they called us, had to call our lawyer. We rushed. We met this man there, and the first thing he was saying was his son just kept a lot of money. He didn't buy houses, blah blah. That we should get his phone from his wife. I told our lawyer that this is going to be a season movie. And now it is. But what I don't like is when someone is lying, all cause of public sympathy. We have laws in Nigeria. You can easily go to police station or get a lawyer. I think they call that one is, but we don't like what I don't like is when someone is lying, all cause of public sympathy. Okay, we have laws in Nigeria. It can easily go to police station or get a lawyer. It cannot continue falsely blackmailing people. So this statement is not different from what we heard from Mohbad's lawyer, right? Okay, all right, go ahead. I just want to read that out.
I think, with his friend, if you remember, they said Zlatan was there. They said Bella was talking to him on the phone, and everybody, I think Mohbad's genuine friends, they know how Mohbad respects his father, even though that is Mohbad's son. He respected his father. He doesn't want all these things, and I think that's the same thing they try to do. Shama Maba Baba he drag Goroni. They don't want to do it as if rubbish they can come out. But I think I'm any window. Don't say because you guys are so easy. And at this point. Because Mohbad's friends, the genuine ones, I think they are standing by among me. Even though they are not out there to say, the ones that came out and started saying rubbish, those are just mere friends. But the very, as in his friends, they know among me. They know I struggle with her husband, and they are standing by her. And I know maybe they are they are giving her, they are telling her to be rest assured nothing is going to happen, because they all know the truth. And when there is when that time comes, because all this thing is not the court of law, all these shenanigans, everybody that is going up and down, is not the court of law. But I'm very sure when they call them, when it is court time, and unfortunately for Josie, Wunmi doesn't have a case in the court. But if there is any reason for them to come to the law, I'm very sure that they will come out and support her and tell them what they know. But I think they are just looking at to see that all this nonsense that he's doing, they don't want
Please,
to be.
do you even remember that this guy came out? What's his name? Ayan came out and did a live show on Instagram. Remember that show? He came out and he came in favor of Wunmi, trying to say, what are you saying? As in, you can tell the guy was in pain even at that time. Like, what are you guys saying? You don't know Cynthia. You don't know these guys. He was out. He did a live show. And they were just, saying all sort of things. Some of them actually came out, to be honest. And they did. And we all know they are getting in touch with her anyways. So I think they are doing the best they can, given the circumstances.
And with all these things that all these people that have done, I don't think you guys know the kind of damage, how you have damaged Mohbad's friends. I don't want to put Omomi in this picture, but how you have damaged the people that genuinely love Mohbad, that what you have done to them, like you rubbished his
people
legacy.
like Bola. Yes.
You want to talk, please? Oh yeah, talk. Imbolewa.
Yeah, ẹ káàárọ̀. Good morning. Good morning. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, àwa kan ò tí ì mọ nǹkan tẹ́ kà so mo fẹ́ kúrò lórí ibẹ̀ yẹn lọ bòmí ni ẹ má bínú. Ẹ má padà síbi tọ́pìkì yín o, ẹ má bínú. Ẹni tó kàn dúnni ló ń pọ̀ lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ ni. Ẹ bá mi bẹ Jòsí o. Ẹ bẹ Jòsí, ẹ bẹ Sanṣítù, ẹ bẹ gbogbo àwọn tíìmù Jòsí. Kán wá sọ̀rọ̀ DNA o. 11 ti súnmọ́, gbogbo drama òṣì tó ń ṣe kiri online yẹn kò kàn àwa o. Because àwa ń pariwo sí 11 I need to let you all know they are not turning up again o. Wọ́n tún ti dákẹ́ o. Because if we don't say it now, kó má dàbí àpá ẹ̀yin náà ò sọ nǹkan kan fún wa now, ẹ̀wọ̀n àgbọ̀n nǹkan kan mọ́ now. Our lawyer have been calling again, they are not saying anything again. They should come out, so we need to start spreading that one. So gbogbo irọ́ òṣì tó ń pa Wùmí fẹ́ lọ ṣe personal DNA, Wùmí fẹ́ lọ ṣe kíní kan, ìtókan èmi òun lèmi sọ yìí o. So we should try and let them know that everybody gbogbo àwọn tó lọ ń gbé gbogbo Wùmí sọ pé change ọmọ, Wùmí sọ pé ṣe kíní kan yẹn, all those ones wọ́n lè máa post gbogbo yẹn, but now wọ́n ń jàjà orí burúkú kiri, wọ́n ń lọ wọ́n ń bọ̀ wọ́n ń ṣe bí wèrè káàkiri, wọ́n rò pé bóyá gbogbo yẹn lè distract àwa. Our lawyers written them again, wọ́n respond o. Wọ́n respond kí Jòsí ṣe kíá kó wá lọ ṣe DNA o, because gbogbo òṣì tó ń ṣe yẹn kò sí tó kan ìbí pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ o. Àwítọ́sìn wọ́n ní kílẹ̀ tí Wùmí fẹ́ ṣe personal DNA títí ẹ̀. Okay, now ẹ wá lọ ṣe tó jẹ́ tí lọ́ọ̀yà máa àti judge àwọn court máa tó máa supervise tó máa ṣe everything. Ẹ tún kórí wọlé, ẹ̀ ń ṣòṣì, ẹ̀ ń pariwo, ẹ̀ ń ṣépè fúnra yín, ẹ̀ ń tún àṣírí ara yín. Kí ló kàn wá pẹ̀lú gbogbo wọn gbókòsókó wọn gbóbòsóbò? Kí ló kàn mí pẹ̀lú gbogbo yẹn? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ o. Mo sì máa gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lawyer and I will still contribute my part. Mi tí gbọ́ rárá, but I know there will be a replay. Please, so when Tabati replay, I will give my submission about, although I know all what he has said. Wọ́n ti sọ ń gbà yẹn. Àwọn wèrè yìí kò sí kankan nínú wọn tó gbé ọ̀rọ̀ lawyer yìí tó sọ rárá. They still keep acting as if the lawyer, but like Mohbad's lawyer didn't even say anything. He hasn't even said anything. Wọ́n bọ́ síta kó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa nǹkan tó sọ ní court, gbogbo evidences, gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó fi sọ̀rọ̀ with his full chest. Ṣèbá kọ́kọ́ ń pariwo wọn ò rí. Still tomorrow ṣèbéyàn kan tún ṣe sọ lórí platform orí burúkú kan lánàá àbí níjẹta ní tí ìyá yẹn sọ pé báwo lọ ṣe máa lọ́mọ Tom Prince. You can, and then you look at it pé ẹjọ́ ṣé 2023 ní irú ìyá olórí burúkú yìí ṣì wà ní. Kí ló táwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ò lè gba fóònù lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀? You see them coming out to just say things that sweet their own mouth. Or they are sweet their own narrative. Wọ́n fẹ́ mọ nǹkan tó really wọ́n. But they don't even it. They are doing. They don't even. They want to do is come to the platform, put narrative outside and allow it to start flying. Pé àmà tún gbọ́ pé ó má lè jẹ́ pé yẹn ibi tí wọ́n live life wọn sí nìyẹn, and they continue living there. Ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run tó ń dun ló pọ̀ lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ ni o. DNA yẹn, let's start talking about it. Wọ́n ti dákẹ́ o, wọ́n ò tún dún pa ẹ̀ mọ́ o, wọ́n ò sọ kankan pa ẹ̀ mọ́ o. Ẹ ṣé.
Joel, in addition to what you just said, though, every day in sin, 2 liters of water la máa ń fún Liam mu kó lè nítọ́ dáadáa lẹ́nu. Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ gba itọ́ one bucket, ó lè pọ̀ itọ́ dáadáa tẹ́ lè fi ṣe DNA. A dẹ̀ ti change ẹ wo relaxer ló fi ń ṣerun sí i o. Relaxer irun ẹ̀ máa ń já gan. Irun ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ ti gùn gan. So tẹ́ bá fẹ́ fa dán ṣé o pé gbà tẹ́ fa irun Mohbad tó jẹ́ pé gbà tó wọnú sáré ó wù padà bí irun jo Liam ṣe rí ń sinẹ̀ tẹ́ bá fa léni kó tó dalẹ̀ àti tún wù padà. So ẹ jọ iye irun tẹ́ bá fẹ́ gbà ó ti ní báyìí everyday báyìí 2 liters omi ló mu 2 liters. So ẹ jọ àti tọ́ o àti run èékánná ẹ̀ báyìí ó hàn ó dàbí ti káàtì ni. So tẹ́ bá fẹ́ gé kanná tẹ́ bá fẹ́ gba itọ́ Liam ó po itọ́ dáadáa báyìí So DNA yẹn is a must báyìí ẹ jọ ẹ wá ṣe o kà bẹ́ẹ̀ ó dà pé àwa gan sìn a máa lọ protest níwájú magistrate court tó wà ń Kòròdú pé ẹ jọ ẹ wá gba itọ́ o ẹ wá gba itọ́ o kò ń ṣe Àbújá nìkan náà ti ń ṣe protest o àwa náà máa lọ protest níwájú kínní o come and collect Liam Spitz come and cut his hair so nǹkan tẹ́ nǹkan fẹ́ add sí nìyẹn ẹ jọ ẹ má bínú ó yá.
èmi náà fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀.
Star Cindy, please can you drop and come back? Me rí yín lórí seat. Star Cindy, ẹ drop kẹ́ padà. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Ẹjọ́ tó bá ti dé from Monday, maybe we should just start posting. Kẹ́lọ́kálà gbogbo pictures Josie. Start posting it. Josie must come out for DNA. Josie come out for DNA. Because at the end of the day, we can't be keeping quiet as well. When things like this are going on, I think we should just focus on that particular campaign. Okay, this is what we are doing next, and this is what we should be, hammering about, talking about it day in, day out, every day. So, only get information.
Yeah, another thing me, mo bóyá lè ṣe sínú paper náà kéèyàn yeah, bóyá ká lè ṣe sínú paper náà pé káwọn èèyàn lè mọ̀ pé okay.
Yes, no, we're working on the paper thing. Ó yẹ ká ti ṣe ní wíìkì yìí mọ nǹkan tí àwọn lọ́yà wa sọ pé ṣẹlẹ̀. We've paid for some adverts, so we're expecting them this week to turn Yileni, but I think our lawyers are busy with some certain things, so probably by next week, alone, hopefully. Yeah, we did all plan on that ready.
So we should start, posting it every.
If you're a main supporter and you have a platform, your platform is not small. Forget your followers. Your platform is not small. Anyhow. In fact, come out post anything, Berry. Start posting. Post Josie, come out for DNA, please.
Come out for DNA.
Let's do it. Your platform is not small. Do it on your Instagram page. Do it on your Facebook page. If you are not bullying him, you're calling him out for something. So please post his picture and put the message there. Come out for DNA. Thank you.
Josie is the one.
And then gbogbo tí Josie ń ṣe tó ń rẹ́rìn pẹ̀lú nọ́ọ̀sì tó ń gba kínní Josie jọ nítorí Ọlọ́run má máa wáìnì àsàrà ìlú o má máa wáìnì àsàrà ìlú fi àsàrà ìlú jẹ́ kí November 11 dé kó ṣe kó sọ DNA tán kó tó máa wáìnì àsàrà ìlú má wáìnì àsàrà. Èwo ni kéèyàn máa form sickness so then wáìnì àsàrà ìlú fi àsàrà ìlú nísìn mò ń gbàdúrà long life and prosperity at least títí wọ November tó bá jẹ́ November 12 ló fẹ́ lọ no problem but November 11 yẹn ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣojú ẹ̀ o ó gbọ́dọ̀ má máa wáìnì àsàrà ìlú kankan mọ́ má máa wáìnì long life and prosperity ahead so má sick yo o gbọ́dọ̀ sick òṣojú ẹ̀ náà máa ti gba itọ́ Liam àti irun Liam nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni let me mute.
Kò níbi tó lọ sí òníbi tó ń lọ kò lè tí kù sí i tó bá kú kan.
Wọ́n ní long life and prosperity.
Josie ò lè kú sí i kò lè kú rárá.
Josie o wáyé òkú
Josie wọ́n nígbà tí wà tí Bugatti ẹsẹ̀ tó bọ́ta o. Bọ́sà pẹ̀lú Bugatti wèrè tó wọ̀.
Josie wá wájọ́ wẹ́yìn òkú bóyá ká lọ pàtí wọn wá aráàlú wọn kọ́ wá bá wa kọ wẹ́yìn òkú fún wọn. Wẹ́yìn òkú.
But this guy is sick though. Kò ṣe physical sick but he's sick in the head. I
don't know.
Ṣé ta ló rò bóyá orí time gbogbo gbé àwọn olórí burúkú tó dé tẹ̀lé ẹ̀sìn they will not be àwọn 15 people ní wèrè wọn.
I've always said it tọ́bí mi I've always said it gbogbo nǹkan tí John sọ pé Josie ń béèrè Josie ò béèrè ẹ̀ for anything Josie ń béèrè ẹ̀ to punish Ọmọwùmí ni ó ṣàfẹ́kọ́ ọmọ yẹn ṣàgbà stagnant lójú kan pé ibi ò bẹ́ẹ̀ ju àbọ̀ ọkọ tí mo fẹ́ ṣe kò fẹ́ kọ́ ọmọ yẹn move on that's the punishment tó ń try láti sọ pé òun put in fún Ọmọwùmí kò sí nǹkan kan.
Ìwọ ló gbé
because èmi ò tiẹ̀ tí expect lẹ́yìn gbogbo eléyìí ẹni Ọmọwùmí fẹ́ ṣe títí ẹ̀ àmọ́ bí tẹ́tí gbọ́ pọ́n ló fẹ́ ṣe títí ẹ̀ ok ó yá ẹ ṣe ti tọ̀dọ̀ yín ẹ ṣe bá oníkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gbọ́ ọmọ pàdé ni ẹ má bọ̀ kẹwẹ́ gbà sáńpọ̀.
ẹ ti ẹ̀ ní kí bàbá yín bọ́ sàkó máa gbé náà.
Only before you know it, that particular narrative, ọjọ́ tí mo kọ́kọ́ kà, as in me too concentrate because mo wò pé ẹ tún ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wèrè, mo lélẹ̀ tún ti wá báyìí. So I didn't even bother, I didn't pay attention to it. Only for me to be listening to some platforms and they are all hammering on it pé Ọmọwùmí ló ń fẹ́ àwọn ò mọbi tó ti gbé yẹn wá o, ṣé kìnnìkan àwọn kan náà tún wá ń jáde pé Ọmọwùmí sọ pé tí DNA bá positive wọ́n pa tó bá negative wọ́n pààrọ̀ mọ̀mọ́ òun like where is that coming from? Ẹ kàn máa jókòó ẹ dẹ̀ máa parọ́ ẹ máa parọ́.
Wọ́n á jókòó wọ́n dẹ̀ fọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lágbárí ara wọn bó ṣe wù wọ́n wọ́n dẹ̀ gbé síta like that wípé bó ṣe ń rí inú ìgbésí ayé àwọn nìyẹn. Come on now ẹ̀yin èèyàn ẹ ṣe normal now ẹ̀ dẹ̀ wà bẹ́ẹ̀ torí ẹ̀ pé for once.
It's really really sad honestly. Ẹ̀rọ àwọn èèyàn bá mi o. This justice for Mohbad is really an eye opener. I'm telling you.
It's really an eye opener.
The way the information ṣe spread before you know it. Mo kàn wò pé ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ṣe mo kàn wò pé wèrèwèrè lè báyìí tó tún kí lè tún sọ báyìí kó ṣì dá like I didn't even concentrate. Mo dẹ̀ ń gbọ́ lánàá like lẹ́nu bíi 4 or 5 different people tí wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ ó lóun fẹ́ ṣe pé ṣé kí ló kan Wùmí nínú paternity test as in they were just no. It's really really sad. They need to stop this nonsense and Josie bọ́tà kó wá ṣe DNA test.
Mami Àṣàbí ojú Josie ẹni pé mo fẹ́ bojú mo máa fojú Josie gbolẹ̀ ni mo máa fi ojú bóun náà ṣe fojú àwọn tó lára máa sán pa mo máa fi ó máa gbolẹ̀ ní tuẹ́tuẹ́ tí ò ní recognize ara ẹ̀ mọ́ torí gbogbo demo òṣì tó ń ṣe yẹn it's not going to work bọ́n máa lọ fọlọ́pàá gbègbẹ̀yìn ni pé ó yá nìṣó ń bẹ̀ kó nìṣó ìkọ̀kan ló máa ṣe. You cannot be doing this. You cannot think okay the world revolves around you until you move before anything moves. No, you can't be doing that. Wọ́n ní 2 years ni òun nìyẹn èmi sọ mi mọ à ń sọ kọ́kọ́ lórí bíbá ilé àná àwọn kan sọ pé on the level yẹn ó jìn ó pẹ́ mo ní àwọn tó fi sí level wọ́n mọ orí sì tó ṣe fi sí level torí mọ̀ pé pàtó borí burúkú tí yóò sì máa ṣe yìí títà nìyẹn máa fi dé tó máa fi wá ní wọn ò ráyè lọ kìnnìkan ṣẹlẹ́dẹ̀ papọ̀ ìgbà ni Josie máa gbé fọ́tò òun sick oṣù kan ló fi sick ní Josie ṣóṣù oṣù kan ló fi sick what is it going to cost you Josie?
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má bínú o, ṣé mo lè sọ just 1 or 2 things.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Tade Royal.
Yeah, mo kàn rò pé since this is a court mandated order, can the lawyer just get back with the court? Court can actually give them a date, like a specific date. You have to get this done by so date. You know? Èmi kàn rò pé bóyá Wunmi's lawyer can get back to the court like, okay, because the thing is, tí court bá fún Josie ní blanket order, like tí wọn fún ní date pé this has to be done by so date. Ṣé mọ̀ pé being the kind of person tó yẹ ó máa take advantage of that pé well, wọn kún fún wọn ní date tán láti ṣe. You know what I'm saying? Bóyá kí lawyer yẹn get back to the court. Because this is not kì í ṣe pé èèyàn kan ló make this is court mandated order that this has to be done. So tí wọ́n bá pè títí tí kò bá lọ, I think the lawyer responsibility is to get back to the court. Like we've been trying to get to this person, call or get the sample, but wọ́n kàn yọ́bọ̀rọ̀ kò fẹ́ ṣe. Then the court can now say, okay, this has to be done at so time. That is just a containment field way that can be done besides us pé ká put it on out there, ká blast it out there, kí everybody mọ̀ pé okay, the delays from his side. We can do our part, but also we have to do that legally as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's just my own thing.
Mr. Paita bá wà around wọ́n lè wá tún fún wa ní kinní mọ̀ that, but I think pé another thing ni pé ṣe mọ̀ pé different Nigeria kò yá bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, so I don't think it's something that he will go in and they would answer him today or next week. That's another thing that we have to look at.
Apart from that, it's a family court, and it's because it was Josie that made the request. So it's not like tó bá decide pé òun ò fẹ́ ṣe ń sìn, it's pé okay, he's gone against pé okay ó ti break law or anything like that. No, because it was the one that went for it. So now that they've now given him the it's like they've given him the go ahead. So you get. Àwọn méjèèjì ti
So I
settle.
think he
They've
cannot do
agreed on
that.
the
He
terms.
cannot do that.
They've
Josie
agreed on
cannot
the terms.
decide. I don't think he cannot decide like, okay, I'm not doing anymore, or I want to do it at my own time. He does not have that luxury. Kò yẹ kó lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, because this is a court monitored whatever it is called. She understand what I'm sọ. So I think they should
And
be
I
able
think
to
it's
go back. Yeah. Kò
and
yẹ kó
another thing.
like Shobimi said, the world does not revolve around him. Kò lè jẹ́ pé òun kọ́ ni
Yeah.
alpha and omega. He's not the alpha and omega of justice.
And another thing ni pé for court to say okay on the 11/11, you know, everybody has to come back and
Come back.
so and there is time for, you know, there's a certain time they have to take the sample, send it, and court is going to, you know, I think nǹkan tí Tade Royal sọ, I think in pay for court to say 11/11, at least court mọ how long tí DNA kìíní ṣe máa ń take. I think they should have said, okay, between this time and this time, collect this sample.
Sample
Since
ti gba
court is the
sample,
one,
yes.
yeah,
And
since courts are
level,
the
we
one
should
that they
have
are
the
going
result.
to, yeah, they are going to like, oh, you know, monitor everything. Okay, from this day to this time, we want to have the sample so that they can start processing, you know, and everything. I think the court should have,
Because
you know, done that
Josie
from
ò ń
the
ṣe ẹni tí
beginning.
wọ́n lè fún ní
That was
open
exactly
check.
what I said.
Yeah,
What I
one, they fully
said.
open check to just do whenever you are available,
Yeah,
whenever you feel like.
and this
It
is,
does not,
uh,
it shouldn't work like, it doesn't work like
and
that.
mo rò bóyá àwọn èèyàn ààrẹ ni sọ fún judge yẹn pé Josie thinks ń pé all Lagos state wọ́n stand fóun ni tóun bá ti ní kó move lọ́sẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa
Now
move
move.
tóun bá ní kí
But
Lagos
I
state
think
move wọn
I
ò ní
think the
move.
lawyer knows what he's doing. I know Gumira is very capable. Mo mọ̀ pé ó máa ń fún ní big group to commit. You know what I'm saying? Ó máa ń fún ní long time. I think he knows what he's doing, but with the kind of
But Josie
history
is taking
tí
advantage, they are
Josie ní
taking
history
advantage of it
ó
now.
ní history with the kind of history tó ní kò ń ṣe ẹni téèyàn láti máa fún ní long group like that. You
Yeah,
know?
Josie
Yeah.
òun ṣe ẹni téèyàn fẹ́jú
Yeah.
fún òun ṣe ẹni téèyàn gbúdọ̀ sọ pé.
I think they should write to his lawyer again. They should write to Sanshitu again and see what he said. Sanshitu again and see what he said.
Nǹkan kan náà ni wọ́n àti.
tó bá náà ń try láti get Josie kò lè jẹ́ Josie directly now through his lawyer náà ló máa jẹ́.
Yeah, and lawyer ṣé lawyer ń jẹ àbí ṣé lawyer ń pè ṣé lawyer ń sọ fún pé but even Mr. Shanshitu tẹ bá gbọ́ eléyìí kò fún yín good reputation rárá o no not at all. Ẹ lè bírú Ọmọ́wùnmí lọ́mọ ẹ dẹ̀ lè sí nírú Ọmọ́wùnmí lọ́mọ ọmọ tí èèyàn kan bá wà tó ń ṣe ilé ayé ọmọ yín báyìí ṣó máa ṣe máa láìkí ẹ ṣó máa tẹ́ yín lọ́rùn torí àwọn tó ń fi wọ́n ní pé kọ́ máa bù
tí
yín.
Ṣàǹṣìtù ò bá gba kéèsì yẹn jọ tó fẹ́ fún Ṣàǹṣìtù lówó oúnjẹ ni iṣẹ́ wọn ni nà kò ní bó ṣe lè wù kí kéèsì rí ọmọ àní lọ́ọ̀yà ẹni tó pààyàn gan tó pààyàn tó bá ọ̀bẹ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ báyìí ó máa ní ẹni tó máa defend ẹ.
ṣé Ṣàǹṣìtù ṣé wọn wá ti pé kíní ti lọ too long ni ṣé wọ́n ti gbowó títí wọn kò sí àyè pé wọ́n ń dúró de ẹni ọ̀dà owó báyìí wọ́n ti gbowó títí wọn náà kọ́ dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí Ọmọ́wùnmí ṣe nǹkan tó máa ṣe kó lọ ẹ̀kẹ́ yín ródóródó bíi ti bọ́bú gọ̀ọ̀mù yẹn ẹ lọ ṣe nǹkan tẹ́ máa ṣe kẹjẹ́ ká gbádùn.
ó kàn wù yín nínú ọkàn yín láti bú Ṣàǹṣìtù ni o. ó kàn wù yín pé ẹ̀bú máa yí láti bí ọjọ́ mélòó ẹ kàn jẹ́ fẹ́ bú.
mi ìbú wọn mò ń kí wọn ni mo ní
ẹ̀ka wọn lọ́dọ̀ sẹ́ ó kàn wù yín.
iṣẹ́ àti ọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀pẹ́ wọn dàbí bọ̀bọ̀ yìí bí bọ́ọ̀sì ẹ̀kọ́ pé kọ́lọ̀ wọn tún gba Ghana bonds yẹn ni mi iṣẹ́ àti sọ yẹn fún wọn bọ́bú gọ̀ọ̀mù ni mo yìí pé.
Tóbi mi.
máa.
Ẹ ṣáà jẹ́ ká máa sọ fún wọn here all the time ká jẹ́ kí wọ́n máa gbọ́ pé àwọn là ń delay DNA. We should continue to hammer it. We should continue to say it. Kékulé gbọ́ kó lọ sọ fún Toko pé they are still running away from getting the sample. We should continue to hammer it. We should continue to say it.
Àwa wí tọ́jú sí abọ́ta ní kọ́ máa bù Ṣàǹṣìtù o òun ní kọ́ máa bù kí ló fẹ́ bú lára sọ̀gọ́nu ara ẹ̀ wèrè oníbùgátì lẹ́sẹ̀ kí ló fẹ́ bú lára ẹ̀ wàá wá wọṣọ wàá máa ní ìwọ̀n tún blẹ́nu wàá máa rìn káàkiri wọn ò fẹ́ kọ́ ṣáì pàṣẹ.
tí wọ́n ti sanwó DNA fún Ṣàǹṣìtù.
ṣèbí tí wọ́n ní àwọn life kìíní tí jòsí sign ní other side wọ́n ní gbogbo ẹ̀ ní Ṣítù ti kó pọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀dẹ̀ ní jòsí ti sanwó ẹ̀ lólóhùn bó ti sanwó ẹ̀ bí ò sanwó ẹ̀ mi ò mọ o àlìkáwà ní Ọlọ́run but wọ́n ní gbogbo ẹ̀ ní Ṣítù ti kó papọ̀ tó lóhùn ṣe.
Yes now ṣèbí Ṣítù sọ wípé this is the job they paid me for ó dẹ̀ list yẹ ẹ rántí pé ó list ẹ̀ ńgbà tó ń reply Bukky Jesse pé òun ṣe kinní báyìí òun ṣe báyìí òun ṣe báyìí òun ṣe báyìí and the DNA it was there. So, my thing is this gbogbo ilé ẹ̀ka rẹ̀ má bínú kọ̀sáré bùkún ẹ wo bàbá àwa ìyá kan pè yín tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ ká lọ ṣídìí fún yín lóru ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ fi ṣe ìpè fún yín bíi ti Kàrímọ̀ a máa ṣe ìpè o a máa ṣe ìpàdé máa mú ìpè yẹn wá láti Ìjẹ̀bú ni kò ń ṣe kékeré ẹ lọ ṣọ́ ara yín Mr. Shittu because kò sẹ́yìn tó kàn mí pẹ̀lú orí burúkú tí jòsí ń ṣe ẹ̀yin ni representative ẹ̀ ẹ̀yin àti power of attorney eléyìí yíyọ gbogbo yín tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá jẹ́ kí orí yín pé mi ti sọ fún ẹ jòsí wheelbarrow lọ́ máa fi wá wíìlẹ̀ ó máa ṣe point and kill ṣó ń ṣe èrè mo ti mọ̀ ṣé mo sọ fún yín pé wọ́n á tún gbé mi yọ mo sọ fún yín pé wọ́n á tún gbé mi yọ jòsí ò lè bọ́nú eléyìí but mistake tó ń ṣe kí n tètè sọ fún ẹ tí kóòtù bá sọ pé kó lọ tó lọ by default the fact pọ̀ mọ́ yẹn was not denied by Mohbad it is considered Mohbad's son tó bá lọ jẹ́ kó rí ẹ pé Joseph Aloba ṣòro pọ́n play game life does not revolve around you piece of shit. You are a piece of crap. You are a nasty human being. You are a disgrace to fatherhood. You are supposed to be thrown into the pit of hell. Olórí burúkú ni Joseph Aloba. Ṣó ń ṣe èrè? Àbí ta ló gúnyán fún ẹ tó náà pé òṣòro? Ta ló bí ẹ gangan náà? Níbo làwọn òbí ẹ wà? Mo gbọ́ pé ìyá ẹ ti kú. Bó tí ń bo làwọn ò lẹ́bí tó dẹ̀ bí òfò lẹ́bí ẹ. Ó lórí orí obìnrin nǹkan. Ó ti ń pariwo kíní wọ́n dẹ̀ tí wọ́n á gbé fún ẹ sí pé go and do it ó lọ ṣe títí tí wọ́n fi gbé ẹ lọ sí kóòtù padà wọ́n tún gbé ẹ lọ kóòtù nìyẹn wọ́n tún fún ẹ ní limited dèpò òkè ẹ lọ ṣe kíní like somebody be there kóòtù máa gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ nǹkan Joseph ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ò kàn mí Shittu you are the representative he is your client if you take the letter you should respond you said you've been paid for it. So do the needful as a father. Do the needful as a son. Do the needful as a grandfather that you are. Ọmọ tí wọ́n ṣe ìyàwó fún ó ju Wùnmí lọ náà. Ṣó lè gbà kọ́ ṣerú ẹ̀ fún ọmọ tí wọ́n ṣe ìyàwó fún ni. Bàbá ẹ rọra náà. Bóyá tẹ bá ju omi kun yín ọpọlọ yín á pé díẹ̀. Torí omi tó wà ń kun yín kò fún yín ní any sense of reasoning. Mo sọ mi ò dẹ̀ sọ́rí láti tọ́ díẹ̀ lẹ́ máa fi jù mí lọ. Kí ló forí burúkú? You have the right. You are not going to say, oh, it's my client, it's my client. If your client is not doing the needful, you gotta do it. They gave you a time, they've written to you. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ṣé lọ́ọ̀yà wa lè post gbogbo nǹkan tó kọ sí Shittu síta ká blast ẹ̀ síta ká máa pe Shittu call him out and defam. Ó dà ń pèsè jòsí tó gbà ó máa gbaṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ ti tó kẹ́yìn náà lọ rìtáyà torí gbogbo okùn àti ìdí àtẹnu yín tó dàbẹ́nu tó fi ń jẹ pẹpẹ súùpù ní jọ́ìntì yẹn ó dà ń pẹ́ kí n fi ro nǹkan tó dáa mi ò fẹ́ wá rúdù sí yín o bọ̀tọ̀ ọmọ gbàgbé òṣì máa tẹ̀ sí yín lójú yàmàyàmà ṣe ń ṣe eré ni kí ló dé ọdún méjì lórí DNA ṣe ń ṣe eré ni ọmọ tí bídẹ́sì àbí kí lórúkọ ẹni yẹn gbé jáde pé bàbá ẹ̀ ní kinní kan wọ́n ti ṣe DNA ti jáde kí ló dé ṣé jòsí pààyàn ni ṣé Joseph Aloba pààyàn níta ní jòsí pa ẹ jẹ́ ká bá bèrè lọ́wọ́ jòsí ṣó ti pààyàn rí nítorí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ò dẹ̀ yé ayé mọ́ bọ́ bá ní kó lọ ṣe the needful wá sick but olórí burúkú ẹ̀ ńlá píópíó òdòbòdòbò of TikTok olóṣì kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ náà àbáyé ẹ fẹ́ bàjẹ́ ni kí ló dé go and get yourself a brain wọ́n á gbé fọ́tò jáde òun fi Nike àbí kí ni wèrè wọ̀ sẹ́sẹ̀ ó gbẹ́nu sínú òbò olóbò wọ́n gbé yín àbáyé ń ṣe ṣẹ́ ń ṣe èrè ẹ wo gbogbo yín la máa kọ́lá Bukky Jesse kò sẹ́yìn tó kàn mí gbogbo sẹ̀sẹ̀rẹ̀ yẹn tó ń sọ láàárọ̀ yìí kò kan ayé Joseph Aloba lọ ṣe DNA yẹn you don't even need to be there you are going to point wọn ò ní kó wá ṣe ìwọ kọ́ lọ fẹ́ gọ́wọ́ ẹ mú blessing náà ẹ mú blessing ẹ má dúrà wọn mọ bẹ́gbọ́n wọn ṣe rí ọmọ bá àbúrò wọn ṣe rí ẹni kọ́ lọ point and kill kí ló kọyàn ìwọ kọ́ ló fẹ́ lòjò sí, má make her important. You are not important. You are not important. You are a piece of shit. Ó dàbí ṣinṣin, ó dàbí needle nínú omi ni, wọn ò ní rí ẹ. You are nobody. Olè ló ń ṣe olè olójú kòkòrò kò dẹ̀ lè dọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Ṣó ti rí ayé ẹ̀ máa bàjẹ́ mọ́ mi lọ́wọ́. Ò ń ṣe mo ti ń sọ láti about 2 weeks ago pé ọgbọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, wọ́n tún ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ wá ń sọ family matter, kò ní dá fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ sọ pé family matter yẹn. Mo yà ká bá ìyá yín, bá bàbá yín, bá gbogbo ilé yín, ṣe ń ṣe èrè ni. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Gbogbo yín wá ń pè family matter, ṣe ń ṣe èrè. Ẹ gbàgbé pé family matter nígbà tẹ́ ń dáwọ́ orí burúkú. Ṣé gbàgbé pé family matter kọ́ ṣìkùn ayé ẹ̀ máa bàjẹ́ ni. Kápẹ́ntà ti gba ẹ̀ ó gba ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Tẹ́wọ̀ ẹ̀ kò fomi lò ó. Kápẹ́ntà jòsí gbá gbogbo graduate àwọn olóyìnbó sọ New York daddy, peach daddy, inch daddy, clinical daddy, eṣinṣin daddy, papa shit, gbogbo yín ayé yín ti bàjẹ́. Ẹni tí ó kàwé ó tẹ́wọ́ gbá yín tó so much amount of money tó ṣe jẹ́ pé ẹ ṣe evil tó láyé tẹ́wá. You are an evil human being. Ẹ wá tún ní audacity, ẹ tún bọ́ta kọjọ sí àkò ní dá fún gbogbo yín olórí burúkú nìyẹn, ẹ̀yin olè afọ́fù gbẹ̀mú òpònú, ẹ̀yin olóṣì ẹ̀dá ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin rádaràda wèrè èèyàn yìí. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Jòsí má jẹ́ mú ẹ o, torí everyday tí n bá wá tẹ́mi platform máa pè é jáde ni. Anyway tí n bá lo ti dáràn lọ́wọ́ mi, ayé ẹ̀ máa bàjẹ́ mọ́ mi lọ, máa lọ ẹ̀pọ̀n ẹ̀pa ni. Ṣó ń ṣe eré ni? Ìwọ ló ń sùn sórí gọ́ọ̀nì, kò ní da fún gọ́ọ̀nì tó sùn sórí ẹ̀yìn. O tún gùn náà ẹsẹ̀ tún gùn bí oko bí ọ̀pá. Ṣó ń ṣe eré? Ṣé ń ṣe eré ní Jòsí? Torí tó bá ṣe pé òun ṣe eré, o lọ ń sùn, ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ló máa fi sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé ẹnu ẹ ló ń gún lábẹ́rẹ́ ni? Bọ̀bọ́ ì má já awá ẹ o. Èmi awọ́ ẹ máa tọ́ná sábẹ́ ẹ. Ṣorélé yìí, you go do am. You go do am. Ìwọ dẹ̀ kọ́ ló fẹ́ ṣe fún má jẹ́ kí tìjú bá yẹ jẹ́ ẹ. Ṣebí ìwọ ló sọ pé it's okay to sleep there. Lọ pé vengeance olóyin oró. Àwọn J4M àbí kílẹ̀ ń pè. Àwọn J4 fuck out. Àti àwọn wèrè tẹ́kùnra ń jọ lọ pé wọ́n. Wọ́n ṣàmọ́ bọ́mọ ẹ ṣe rí kọ́ lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ tọ́ka sí tó bá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Àbò lórí burúkú ni bàbá ẹ̀ ni. Bọ̀tọ́ bá ní kó wá lè kó wèrè á lè kó, bọ́ bá ní kó yẹ pátá Paul Grace sẹ́gbẹ̀ wá yẹ, bọ́ ní kó yẹ ti àwọn wèrè tẹ́jọ́ ń kóra yín kiri wá yẹ, bàbá yẹ pátá, olórí burúkú olè, afọ́fúngbẹ́mu olókodógi dọ́pẹ̀, odóbodóòbò, lápíopíó pásítọ̀, 419 olè, kò sẹ́yìn tó kàn mí, gba àwọn bó bá lè gba àwọn gbá anybody tó bá fẹ́ gbá, ṣùgbọ́n pé ò ní ṣe díẹ̀ nìyẹn, màá lọ ẹ̀pọ̀n ẹ̀, ojoojúmọ́ ni màá ké fún ẹ, ṣó ń ṣe èrè, ayé ẹ̀ máa bàjẹ́ ní ò ní ṣe oríire bó ti wọ́n kéré mọ́. Bí Kúdí bá gbé ṣúlẹ̀ òótọ́ dẹ̀ ni o ṣe thank you Taras. Bí Kúdí bá gbé ṣúlẹ̀ wèrè á jẹ́ṣu. Ó mọ yòòbó tó ti dó. Ṣé ó mọ yòòbó tó ti dó lórí ọ̀rọ̀ J4M? Ó mọ ya ahọ́n tí wèrè ẹ ti yọ bí ti jò káàkiri títì. Ò ní ṣàǹkan tó jẹ Joseph Aloba. Ṣé ò ń ṣe èrè? Aláhán bí ahọ́n ejò. A máa ya ahọ́n, a máa yẹ ẹnu sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́, a máa wọ ṣòkòtò mọ́hùn mi. Òun ló ṣe ni mohbad. Ó rí pé lórí burúkú ni ẹ́. Olè, olóṣì. Wèrè ẹwọ ẹṣẹ wo èmi wá wọ̀nà ẹni ò tó rójoojúmọ́ ni màmá wá mo ti ní kọ́ lọ bá mi wá trọ́lí àti kò tẹ́ ò nídìí trọ́lí kí ló ń pè kí ni wíbàrò yẹn wọ́n máa tó sẹ́nu ọ̀nà ilé ẹni ṣé ò ń ṣeré ni wo lè afọ́fun gbé mu ẹ̀ ríbi tó forí sí ó dáa ní ọjà fún mi pé ó ṣìkì kò ní dáa fún gbogbo yín ẹ̀ níjọ ṣépọ̀ ṣáyé ń ṣe iṣẹ́ yìí pípù yìí ni ẹ̀rí kan fínà yẹn náà mọ́kùnbíkun àwọn gbogbo yín ṣe ní kò fò lára báyìí ẹgbẹ́ kù sí kò bí ti wèrè wọ́n bá bóyá tó bá mú pọ́ǹpù tó pọ́ǹpù àwọn fàtò ṣàmùkọ̀kọ̀ tó wà nùkún yín jáde ọpọlọ yín á straight torí ikùn yẹn ti dí brain ní nǹkan tó yẹ kó máa lọ sọpọlọ yín kó máa ṣiṣẹ́ èèyàn lọ́pọlọ lílo olè afọ́fúngbẹ́mu àwọn ajákajàka tó jẹ́ pé níṣẹ́ gidi lọ́wọ́ àfi kẹ́ wá sórí TikTok kẹ́ wá máa gbági ewédú ẹ̀yin onípátá púpọ̀ olòṣì ẹ̀yin wèrè yìí ẹwọ ẹ ṣe òjèrè mo fẹ́ mu kọfí ayé ò ní dá jù sí i.
It is well. Joseph Aloba, it is well.
Fearless kò well it is not well with Joseph Aloba Fearless kò well pẹ̀lú Joseph Aloba ayé Joseph Aloba máa fọ́ wéréwéré ó máa yún wéréwéré ó máa rún jẹ́gẹ́jẹ́gẹ́ kò well pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ olóṣì olórí burúkú ìwọ nìkan ló rò pé wà láyé wàá dẹ̀ máa dílé gbogbo ayé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pọ́lọ́hún ni ẹ ẹsẹ̀ tírín bíi kíní yẹn ṣó ń ṣeré ni it is not well o it is not well.
Ìbí ẹ̀yin sọ tètè nǹkan tẹ́wọ̀n èmi lèmi sọ jáde lẹ́nu mi it is well with him. àbí kí ni tèmi pẹ̀lú títí yín báyìí sí títí yín lẹ́yìn sọ tèmi lèmi sọ.
ẹ ti ẹ̀ mọ̀ kó tó
èmi
pa
àti ẹjọ́ lẹ̀pọ̀ èmi àti ẹjọ́ lẹ̀pọ̀ ni àti tèmi àti àjọ lẹ̀ papọ̀ ni lẹ̀pọ̀ ni.
ẹ̀yin máa wọ mọ́tò lẹ́bi máa gbé pílẹ̀nì lọ Nàìjà ní ìtẹ́ ìgbà bọ̀ ẹ̀yin máa lọ jókòó sí kóòdù ẹ máa lọ jókòó sẹ́ni géètì gòsì ẹ wá máa sọ bó ṣe máa wọlé bó ṣe máa bọ́ta Ọlọ́run á bá yín ṣe second house ẹ̀ ló wá máa sùn nígbà tó bá mọ̀ pé èèyàn ti ń wá wọn bóyá lẹ̀ mọ̀ pé léméjì ìjòsí ní olóbùkú àsọ̀gọ̀nù wèrè ààrẹ nígbà tó máa lọ ṣe ṣáàtà tó wọ short nìka o wèrè tó lọ gbẹ́nu sí máìkì ó wọ short nìka ó ń bóyín kiri o wọ́n ní ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ follow jòsí you see the reason why tó ṣe lọ dùbúlẹ̀ sórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì fún yín ní hospital nǹkan tí jòsí ń sá fún ni is running away from doing this DNA is running nǹkan tó ṣe lọ sùn hospital fún yín sórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì fún yín nìyẹn ó tún lẹ̀pọ̀ mọ́ ẹni tó fẹ́ nọ́ọ̀sì rí bó ṣe lẹ̀pọ̀ mọ́ nọ́ọ̀sì tó fẹ́ ya fọ́tò ni ìyẹn náà gbẹ̀rì yẹn ti gbọ́yàn sí lẹ́nu bẹ̀ jòsí get up jọ kókó jàtìjàtì kókó ṣì ẹ̀ sàn kókó bìrọ̀bìrì náà ṣe síwájú kó lọ sí kíní tọ́ ní pé kó lọ ṣe èdè ló ti ń lọ wo mohbad ń bẹ̀ ni àbẹ́ni ló ti ń ròkù ọmọ ẹ̀ ni ó ṣe wá jẹ́sìn ní báwo lọ ṣe máa jòsí nígbà tí ò ń ṣèwọ̀ lo bílíọ̀nù báwo lọ ṣe máa lù ẹ̀ fún ó yá wèrè ni ohun ẹni kò hun ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ ẹ̀ náà ìwọ náà bá ti yàn dáadáa náà ó bá ti sọ fún orí ẹ̀ kórìí ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yàn níbi tó dáa ó dẹ̀ rí yàn níbi tó dáa ní ọmọ tọ́lọ́run tún wá fi kẹ́ ẹ̀ tó fi ṣàánú ẹ̀ ó tún wá ń ṣorí burúkú pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ìyá máa jẹ́ òjòsí ìyá máa jẹ́ torí 2 years ní títa bá máa wí tán àwọn sọ̀ ń gbé tó ẹ̀dẹ̀ ẹ̀yin critical nonsense mi máa gbárí tẹni tán pè yín critical thinker níbo lẹ ti ń think if you guys are really thinking ìkọ́ tó jẹ yín lógún was the DNA abi Sister Mulade, if you hear what this pork idiot was saying yesterday, they have gone to every lab in Nigeria.
As in, I heard it. I was mad. Mo kàn ṣe ọkàn mi wọ́n dẹ̀ pa àwọn eléyìí ní critical thinkers like ṣé o ní ọpọlọ ìwọ tí wọ́n
they went to every lab in Nigeria.
Like that guy is just empty. Báwo ló ṣe máa as in bó ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ kò tiẹ̀ make sense. Kíní Àyàmíyínká ọmọ ẹlẹ́rẹ̀kẹ́ dìdì tó wà lẹ́yìn Àbújá yẹn she had to go there to go and as in she went there to make fun of them níbẹ̀ wípé what are you guys saying kìnìkan tó lọ ń fún wọn ní orúkọ hospital tí kò exist àwọn ọmọ wà lórí
wọ́n rí àwọn yẹn wá ní pé hospital yẹn ò exist.
You guys are just fooling yourself ẹ̀dẹ̀pẹ̀rẹ̀ ayé ní critical thinkers as in you guys are just crazy honestly ẹ̀yin lẹ máa sọ pé ẹ̀yin lẹ wà intelligent ẹ̀yin ní kìnìkan but there is no sense in whatever it is you're doing. Most of you ẹ mọ̀ wípé this man is lying but you would never go back to the very first lie number one okay ẹni tí kò wá straightforward nípa pé okay wọ́n pè mí o mo mọ̀ pé nǹkan báyìí ṣẹlẹ̀ o because at the end of the day nǹkan tá a fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni Mohbad died they cannot even tell the father what happened to his son. That was the very first lie. Oh, they can't tell the father what happened to his son. But at the end of the day, Baba Tons of and so they cannot even tell the father what happened to his son. Granted interview. Immediately Mohbad was buried. Telling you what happened. Telling the person, don't grant interview anybody. God gives and God takes. De padà sí gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Kẹ́ ẹ mú lò, kẹ́ ẹ jókòó, kẹ́ ẹ ronú yín, kẹ́ ẹ mú lò. You cannot go back to okay ṣó tiẹ̀ normal for a father láti rí ọmọ ẹ̀ nínú pool of blood that is enough okay nígbà tá a tẹ̀ ń sọ pé okay kò sẹ́ni tó measure blood and anything most of you will say oh it was enough to soak a duvet àbí ẹ̀mí ìmẹ̀jẹ̀ tó mélòó tó wà lára gbogbo Mohbad tí ó ń soak a duvet yín àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ like. Is it possible for Joseph to have seen Mohbad in that condition and the next as a natural reaction will be okay jẹ́ ká gbé ká lọ ṣe kinní kan tó tiẹ̀ ní ó tiẹ̀ ní kọ́kọ́ wà ń bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ẹ wá ṣé ẹ ya wèrè ní kí lẹ ṣe fọ́mọ mi. And you will be saying, and the likes of Country Queen will be saying, oh, Baba has been deceiving us since all these days. Baba has been doing this, Baba has been doing that. But you will still want to talk, Shimafe analyze, and you will still be saying, he's so full of blood. Like, why not go back? If you know this person is lying, Why not go back to everything that he has said? Why are you picking? Pick to say, okay, this one is the truth, this one is the lie. Why? Because at the end of the day, this thing is just common sense. As in, moko anoye to te wa bi mi nuju to te wa fo gbogbo e tí mo fi wò pé àṣà àwọn people iṣẹ́ tí ẹ ya wèrè ni. Téèyàn bá ti ẹ ya wèrè gan, ìwọ̀nba ló yẹ kí madness ẹ kó mọ. Ìyẹn ni vengeance tó ń pariwo. Like the way that guy was talking with so much authority, bẹ́ẹ̀ni pé no, he was there, ó wà ńbẹ̀ níbi tán ti ń dùnbù Mohbad. Like, guy, ṣó ya wèrè ni? Tó bá sick, ó dẹ̀ lọ take care ara ẹ̀. Get yourself checked now. Abba. Because you guys just think, okay, you can just come on social media and just say anything without even thinking pé ẹnìkan, orúkọ ọmọ kan ló wà in the middle of all this. Ayé ẹnìkan ni gbogbo yín jókòó tẹ́ máa jókòó ẹ dẹ̀ máa parọ́ ẹ máa tanra yín ẹ máa defend irọ́. Bàbá sọ pé kinní kan, the driver said kinní kan, but you have forgotten everything else the driver said. You have forgotten when the driver said, Wunmi was telling him, jẹ́ ká lọ hospital. You will never analyze that part. But okay, wọ́n jáde in 3 a.m. forgetting wípé this Wunmi tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ gan mentioned it in one of our interviews. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni pé no, that particular information is strange and is new. I mean, you guys are very, very irritating. Listening to you is very, very annoying. And yes, we have to listen to you because obviously from your madness, not like okay, you're doing this for us to be able to know, oh, this is what we want to do next. But apart from that, listening to you, is no. Ìkàlẹ̀ people yìí, honestly, ìkà gidi. Nǹkan tó dẹ̀ máa ń bí mi nínú lọ́rọ̀ yín is when you now start bringing God into everything that you do. Ẹ wá máa fọlọ́run sí, Ọlọ́run ọba, nǹkan tó ṣe fún kiri kan, nǹkan tó, as in, shut up. Go and get your facts right. Kẹ́ tó máa lanu yín, kẹ́ tó máa give a submission tí will make sense. You know this guy is lying. Ó ti fi hàn several times, as in he's been caught in, as in several lies. Kisanshitu koto agree láti jẹ́ client fún Josie. He had to go and apologize to Sanfalana publicly. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ jáde tó sọ jáde kó gbójú jáde.
Nobody questioned Josie about that. None of these idiots.
They didn't.
Questioned Josie. Ipe, bàbá. Ṣebí kan tẹ̀sán Kisanshitu yẹn. Kílẹ̀ tó ṣe máa
ṣe Fálànà lélẹ̀.
Fálànà jàre.
Kúdí olójú yobi náà lẹ́yìn tó gbé orúkọ Sanfalana tó gbé lọ sí kìíní tó lọ ń ṣépè fẹ́. As in, that is to tell you wípé irú Kúdí yẹn á dẹ̀ jókòó á dẹ̀ máa fẹ́ máa form victim. They did this to me. That Wunmi's team, that ṣe kìíní kan. Are you what kí ni wọ́n ṣe before kí reaction yẹn tó wá? What did you do? They would never address that. Kàn máa gbọ́ that Wunmi's team, they show me shege. What these people did to me? Oh, shut up. Because at the end of the day, ìkànnì ẹ́. Ó wà lára àwọn tó bá justice for Mohbad yìí. Ó wà lára àwọn tó bá ojú ẹ̀jẹ̀ from the very beginning. Ìwọ ló wá tó gbé sí fake CCTV wá. Ìwọ àti olójú dúdú tó pè ní PA tó pè ní second hand kìíní ẹ̀ boss rat.
Elétè jọ ń pa.
Boss rat a máa pariwo, I've done kìíní kan on my own, I've done.
Lẹ́mọ̀ kan sí mo rántí. Bossman ajáde. Ashby, if you know this, you guys, if you know what, you guys don't even know.
You guys don't know. Like, why?
As if pé
you know that
you are lying.
And you know that boss rat gbogbo evidence tó ní àṣà tó tẹ máa ń kó sọ́wọ́ tó I have my own sources, I have my own this, I have my own that. Why are you not making use of it right now? Why? Ẹ̀yin òpònú aláìní tí ẹ mọ nǹkan tó kàn gan nínú life yín, most of you. Ẹ tún wá máa ṣépè lé lórí Oh, ìyá màmá
àánú
jẹ
àwọn
yín.
pípù yìí ṣe mí àánú wọn ò tún ṣe mí
Àánú wọn ò ṣe mí o.
because ẹni kí ni reason àánú wọn ṣe mí pé tí jòsí bá méjì ni tí jòsí bá bọ́sà tó bá sọ tòótọ́ fún wọn wọn á ní torọ́ ti mú jòsí tí jòsí bá tún bọ́sà tó tún sọ tòótọ́ fún wọn wọn ò ní gbàgbọ́ tó bá dẹ̀ gbàgbọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó ti ṣe ọlọ́run ò lè dáríjì wọn ẹ ti ṣe kọjá nǹkan tọ́lọ́run máa fi wò yín ṣe lóore sẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ti ṣe past it because nǹkan tó mú àwa táwa fi lè wò pókè báwo lọ̀rọ̀ yìí ṣe jẹ́ ta lè rí òun kan náà
tí
ló
mò ń
mú
sọ nìyẹn wípé nǹkan tẹ́yìn rí làwa náà rí bẹ́yìn ṣe ń gbọ́ information bẹ́ẹ̀ làwa náà ń gbọ́ information so tí tèmi bá lè jókòó tèmi bá lè máa ronú pé ṣó possible kí èèyàn desperate kó máa fi ọwọ́ òkú tom print kò possible tèmi bá lè like what kind of desperation is that does it make sense to you.
ẹ tún pé dáadáa ju jòsí lọ bí jòsí ṣe máa ń pè kọ́ nìyẹn o tom pint kọ́ ló máa lọ tom pint wọ́n tom pint. tèmi
bá lè ronú bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn tèmi bá lè jókòó tèmi bá lè ronú bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kí ló dé tí irú crunchy queen torí bọ́ǹkù bí ẹni ẹrù olè yẹn
orí fàkíyàfàkíyà bí ẹrù olè.
mo ti rí orí crunchy queen àfi bí àpótí fẹ̀dẹ́kò ọmọ woman yẹn tó bí o kí ló dé tí gbogbo àwọn ṣáìdì àwọn jòsí rí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn náà most of them are dealing with depression.
very useless thing and Tọ́mọládé mo mọ̀ pé wá sàn kankan alẹ́ àná ni lọ́dọ̀ wa bóyá láàárọ̀ dẹ̀ ń pé nípa reposting and letting people know what this stupid idiots don